Welcome to the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast, a standalone 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Every episode is its own separate adventure, so you can listen to them in any order you choose. Lucky you. We are joined this week by Dr. Crud III.
Well, hi there. Dr. Crud III is a 7th level doctor. He is a Loxodon. He stands at 8 feet tall, 5 feet wide. He weighs between, depending on, the what's going on, anywhere between 300 and 400 pounds. He wears a white leather lab coat with Dr. Crud III embroidered on the left side, blue jeans, white button-down shirt, red tie, and he has a baby Bjorn on the front now with Jenny inside.
Aww. Also with us is Nesgrax. Sorry, that's the only way I'm used to saying that name nowadays. Evilly.
Hello, I'm Nesgrax Skarsbarush. I'm a level 7 necromancy wizard. I used to be a noble, and I'm wearing a brown robe, which I acquired while I was spending a year underground. And also, I have a weird sort of beard thing going on, but it's probably a fungus. So, just so you know.
Yeah, that brown robe of yours didn't used to be brown. It started off white, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see what kind of ointments I got for you. We'll get that taken care of.
Thanks, Crud. Yeah. It's crawling away.
And finally, making a return after a couple of weeks' absence, we'll go into that a little bit later, is Olive.
Hey. Olive is a bipedal crocodile wearing a white Jedi-style robe and baggy brown pants. She's a level 7 monk, taking the way of the open hand by correspondence. And she's really happy to be back and able to speak in her normal voice.
Speaking of Olive, she's been off for the last couple of weeks, working under an assumed name at the Infernal Incarceratorium, which is effectively a for-profit prison run by a rather unsavory character. Olive has been, as I said, working there for the last couple of weeks, and now it's time for her to take her leave. So she is currently waiting on the volcanic shores of Mount Volskar, waiting on the docks to be picked up. On the horizon, she can see the mast of a ship, a very familiar ship, a ship that I believe I wrote down was a slightly shimmery vein of purple. This is indeed the Vengeful Lament, making its 3rd appearance in this podcast. On the deck, as it draws closer, you see, standing at the prow of the ship, you see Nesgrax and someone you have not seen in quite some time now, over a year in fact. It's the unmistakably large form of Dr. Crud III.
So, tell me again, are we breaking her out? Is she getting off of time served, or was she working there? I'm still confused about that. I mean, we've been sending so many guys to jail. Our guys.
Yeah, last time we were here, she sort of decided she wanted to keep working here. So, I mean, I think she's probably, this is the end of her shift, if you see what I mean. And now, so we can just pick her up like normal. I don't think we have to make a big thing about it. It's like picking up your friend from work.
Yeah, I don't think we need another heist to pick your friend up from work.
So no prison break. All right, I'll go ahead and put my prison break tools away.
Oh, you were doing so handy last time.
He just had a blowtorch ready to go.
I have one question about my stay as Mallory the Victorious, the prison guard.
Go on.
Are Debbie McGee and Faustina dating?
They left, so you can only assume it went well.
Ooh.
They took each other's hands and ran off into the sunset because, as you remember from last time, that particular for-profit prison was not fond of inter-office romance, so they decided to just scarper.
Wow.
Oh, that's lovely. Nice.
That's good for them. I'm glad that they can be together.
Yeah, so in the meantime, the front desk has been run by another construct until they can get the hiring process, which is really difficult when your HR person has run away.
Oh no, this poor prison, whatever will they do?
Oh no, oh no, this poor for-profit prison run by pretty much the devil. Oh no, how will they ever cope? But luckily, that is not the focus of this week's episode. The Vengeful Lament sails into port and moors up by the docks. The gangplank clatters onto the dock itself, and Nesgrax and Crud stand slightly wobblily as a side note, wobblily is my favourite adverb. It's
I know.
Amazing. Nesgrax and Crud stand at the top of the gangplank, waving at you as you walk up to the ship.
Over here, Olive! Over here! We're here to get you!
Olive! Hi! I mean, Mallory! Mallory!
I'm sorry. Mallory! Olive Mallory! Olive Mallory! We're here for you!
Nesgrax! And Dr. Crud III! I haven't seen you in so long! Did you get my letter? I sent it. It must have been a year ago.
Dr. Crud pulls it out of his pocket. Yeah, me and Beans got your letter. We're, oh yeah, that reminds me. I got your tattoo. You're gonna need it back now.
Is he handing me the skin from my left hand?
As soon as you walk on board.
Oh no, alright, so I thought about this. Olive tilts her head back and dangles it above her mouth and slowly lowers it in and eats it because lizards eat their shed skin.
Oh. Gross.
Well, to each their own. And oh, look, something else wonderful happened. He points to Jenny. My egg hatched. I'm a mommy now.
You're a mommy? Okay, what does your baby look like?
It's a cross between a tiny dragon and an elephant guy. So think of a elephant body. I mean, a dragon body. Sorry, a dragon body with a elephant trunk, elephant ears, and a dragon head.
Wait, that thing is alive?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a Furby.
You did see me feeding her earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it was like fake food. I thought it was like one of those bottles where the milk disappears.
Well, we gotta touch up your biology.
She's adorable.
God.
How could you confuse her for... Well, she does look like a doll, Dr. Crud III. As cute as a baby doll.
She is very cute. Thank you.
Meanwhile, while all this is happening, Olive climbs up onto the deck of the Vengeful Lament. Captain Arland Artichoke IV pulls off a skillful J-turn with the ship and pulls out of port, starting to sail west back towards Nicomoy. However, Nicomoy at the moment is not your destination because prior to leaving Nesgrax and Crud, you were approached by your old friend, Nesgrax's old friend Mendax, who provided them with some tickets and an apology. The apology effectively being, I'm sorry that it's all been a bit difficult recently. You deserve some sort of holiday. So there's this carnival that I heard of some time ago. Seems like it would be a pretty fun place for everyone to go hang out. So I got you some tickets. Just go wild. Seems like a good place. It should be on the way back. So once you go pick up Olive, go have a good time on me.
Wow, thanks, Mendax. Okay, cool. Will do.
So it is luckily not too long a voyage because if I remember correctly, it was a couple of days, weeks. I can't remember how long it was between Nicomoy and Mount Volskar. Let's say about 2 weeks voyage. So that
sounds right.
Maybe about 2 days back the way you came. It's on the carnival in question is near a town called Edgemarsh, which is in a very swampy region, cornered off by a mountain range. It's quite difficult to pull into the area, so Arland parks the ship some way out to sea and lets you off in one of the jolly boats. to row yourself to shore. As you land, it seems to have been a frequent spot for people to land to go to this carnival in days past. So there is an old sign which just says "Carnival" pointing into the swamp.
This isn't an island or anything, right? It's on the continent.
It is on a continent, yes.
Okay. Cool.
Which you can name if you want. I don't think we ever named the continent. The country is Guaso. The globe is Draws. But yeah, you want to name the continent?
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Oh, he's excited.
I want to call it Klondach. So Clondach. Klondach.
And you got to put the in there.
Yeah.
When you say it.
Is that Welsh or something?
Or Klingon.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's Irish.
Okay.
I was looking at a map of Ireland like last night, so that could be why.
Officially Klondach.
Yeah.
The continent
Klondike.
has been named.
Klondach.
Klingon is just Irish.
Yeah.
Weird. I never knew that.
Yeah. Actually, weirdly enough, while I was looking at the map, I noticed that there's a point on the west coast of Ireland which is just called Spanish Point, and that's because during the Spanish Armada, a load of Spanish ships sunk off the course of Ireland, and that's where they all sunk and came ashore, where they were summarily executed.
History is really
History's
hardcore.
fun. Oh yeah.
And if you guys have never heard Hardcore History by Dan Carlin, that's a great one. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah.
Yes, I do enjoy them.
Okay, so you've now landed on the continent of Klondike. There is a sign, which just quite an old sign. It's quite browny greenish with a tinge of algae or moss or, that kind of swampy goop that somehow ends up on everything, pointed into the swamp that says, Carnival. Not in that tone of voice. It probably says Carnival.
Wow. Okay. Hey, Olive, I know you're like a crocodile person. How do you feel about these sort of swampy places?
She's currently laying down in a puddle at the edge of where the sign is next to some wet stuff and just rolling in it like a dog. What? Was I in a volcano for a few months? I love it, I say.
Yeah,
Wow.
Olive, you've picked up some really dry scales having to work in a volcano. You've had to sneak off to mist yourself in breaks over the last couple of weeks. But
how is it that my Jedi robe is white is what I'm wondering, because I'm always rolling in something, Maybe it's brown too. So.
Or maybe it's magical and it just cleans itself as it goes.
Can I have that in real life?
That would be really helpful, wouldn't it? But yeah.
Nesgrax, are you sure about this carnival? I mean, that sign's all shouty and mean.
Yeah. I don't think Mendax would have sent us someplace, dangerous or anything.
Not again,
maybe it's
anyway.
just yeah. Maybe it's just like a front. Maybe they make it all look sort of spooky and swampy, and then as soon as we go through, it'll be awesome. And it's just to deter anyone who's not cool enough to enter the park,
Well, that doesn't make good business sense to me, but you know what? You're the expert here. I don't know this guy from Jane or Jim, so
it'll be like one of those, hidden bars in you go to the back of the kitchen and you open up the fridge and then all of a sudden it's like a rave.
Like the MIB. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it wouldn't deter me at all because I love swamps. My skin is feeling so much better than it has for a really long time.
all right, well, somebody's going to have to walk in front of me because I might sink in there.
Oh, I can do that. Can I? I'm looking at my character sheet, which is somewhat new to me. I have a speed of 45 feet, so I'm going to use my extra... I think I have 25 feet more than you.
Well, I am no longer chainmailed.
Oh.
So I'm at I'm at 30 feet now. I'm not at 20 anymore.
Nice. All right. Well, then I will use my extra 15 feet to move back and forth a little bit, like how a blind person feels the ground. But I'm just literally stepping on it. And if I fall in, I'm like, not there.
Yeah, on my conversion from cleric to actual doctor, a few things changed. And that's one of them.
Okay, in order to traverse the swamp properly, Olive, I'm going to need a survivor roll off you, but seeing as this is basically your home turf, you love swamps, I'm going to give you advantage.
Thank you, because...
Oh, he's being so nice at the beginning of the game because he's going to murder us all.
That's okay, I've learned how to create new characters. I'm glad you gave me advantage because instead of the 2, I'll take the 16 on the dice for a 19 overall. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So you spend the first couple of minutes acquainting yourself with swamp life. So I'm gonna canonize that too by you just spending a couple of minutes like dive bombing in and out of certain pools and just like covering yourself in mud. And you're going, oh, this is so lovely. Oh, this feels so nice. It's so cool. No predators are going to get me.
She's still got volcano brain right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
She's readjusting.
Yeah.
And having done this in real life, I would say watch out for rocks. Mud is squishy and soft, and rocks are hard. But I've got alligator skin, so I can actually that's so much better than real life.
However, once you manage to tear yourself away from the wonderful world of swamp swimming, you start to actually look at the ground around you, start to pick out a safe path. You take sticks from dead trees around the place, lay them on the ground so your compatriots can follow, because as a monk you're somewhat quicker than the rest of them, so to avoid any awkward backs and forth, you lay out this trail for everyone to follow. The other 2, just give me a fairly straightforward just dex saving throw, just to make sure you don't fall in as Olive's making these little pathways for you. Basically, just don't, beef it.
Ooh. 21.
10.
Okay, that's fine, as long as it basically wasn't, like a 5 or below, you would have been absolutely fine. But, Crud, you're finding the lack of chainmail amazing. Like, you've never felt so light. It's like there is a literal weight off your shoulders, but part of it's been replaced by your baby, I guess. But you're...
I wouldn't say that she weighs 300 pounds. I mean, golly, she's a baby.
Oh, you'd hope not.
She's only at 200. I mean...
Yeah, still space to grow. But yeah, you find your footsteps easy enough to keep on the path Olive's made for you. And after maybe about half an hour, you start to see light at the end of the swamp tunnel.
Go away, stay away from the light.
I think it's just the sunlight, Crud. I think it's okay.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw a tunnel here.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's a metaphor. Metaphors can't harm you.
Sticks and stones can break my bones, but metaphors can never harm me.
No, it's phone. You were right the first time.
You were right the first time. It's phones. Yeah, sticks and stones can break your phone, and often do.
Yeah, my phone can break itself. Really, let's be honest. Oof.
Yeah. Although that said, weirdly enough, like my screen protector has only ever been broken by being in my own pocket, and I don't understand it. I've dropped it like...
This is 2 years old and no cracks, no dings, no nothing.
Nice.
Do you have anything on it?
And I have a protector on the outside, but nothing on the screen.
Huh. All right, I know this is the banter that the DM was like, please don't.
Hey, it's important consumer information, okay? If we can't provide, important consumer advice, then we don't have any business calling ourselves a D&D podcast.
It's an FBK PSA.
Yeah. I think what's the D&D version of like phones? Is it like you've got sending stones,
communication stones?
Yeah.
Speech stones, whatever they're called.
Yeah, so as you leave the swamp talking about your differing versions of protecting sending stones, so, Crud, you wrap yours up in gauze.
Oh, absolutely. That's the best thing.
Nesgrax, you have you've got like an egg to put yours in. Or do you keep yours in your fungus beard?
Oh, that would be cool.
Hands-free.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep it in my fungus beard. I reach into my fungus beard every time I need to use it.
Yeah, where would Olive keep her sending stone?
Mouth pocket.
Her mouth pocket. It's just called a mouth.
There's a
Crud.
book about the Princess of the Inland Sea. That's about a dragon. And apparently there's some room under scales, and there's a scale in the middle of her forehead where she keeps a pearl. So if the sending stone is small enough, then I wedge it under a scale. Because ladies' clothes never have enough pockets.
No, that is true.
I could see her having the new mini one, the sending pebble.
Yeah. Oh, the book's name is Dragonsteel. All right. Keeping going. It's been a long time. It's been so long.
That's the difficulty with sending stones. They just keep getting bigger, don't they?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I've got one of those mini ones.
You've got one of the ones from about 10 years ago, and you've kept the same one the entire time.
Hey, it makes calls great.
Yeah. You don't need any of that fancy new age stuff, do you? You don't need it to teleport you anywhere or anything.
Olive probably doesn't. Let's be real about Olive. She also has no friends, so...
Well, I beg to differ. I'm your friend, Olive.
Oh, yay.
I've been your friend for a very long time.
You exit the swamp to a clearing, which has a rather disappointing sight, you think. So there are a number of tents. However, none of them are in particularly good shape. They're all yellow and white striped tents. There's a rather run-down banner which says Il Carnevale Reggiano, but the writing is faded and a bit gross. However, as you enter the clearing and walk up to the entrance, the banner, a small figure pokes its head out of one of the nearby tents, spots you, squeaks excitedly, and runs towards you. It's a yellowish blur with running right towards you, and so you see this little maybe 2 feet high, 3 feet high. 2.5 feet. Let's split the difference. 2.5 feet high, yellow blur running towards you, and it's running. And it skids and manages to just stop in front of you and gazes up at you all very expecting and goes, "Oh, hello."
It doesn't go Pika?
Hello.
Nesgrax, your definition of cool people and my definition of cool people are obviously two different things.
Yeah, okay. Hello, young person.
Hello. How is Sir today?
How is Sir today? Are you talking to me?
You is Sir, yes.
I see. Okay. Manners for once. Great. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. We've come here to enjoy the carnival. Is that on the table? Is the carnival open?
Oh, well, yes. I will go get Mistress. Hang on. You're right there, sirs, and sirs, and Miss. Hello, my name, Miss. Excitedly turns around and runs off. So that this little creature is what you can only see as a fairly yellowish goblin, wearing a very cute, purplish, sort of like bellhop porter's uniform. Certainly seems to be made out of some sort of faded velvet, which has certainly seen better days. But as they run off towards the central tent, you see the flap open wide and another figure walk out, and they seem to converse briefly before the other figure, they both walk back towards you. Once again, the little goblin is sprinting. Stops behind you.
Oh yes. My name. You can call me Cheese Goblin. Hello.
All right.
Hi,
It's
cheesy.
Parmesan of the Reggiano.
Hello. Anyway, this is my mistress. I will let me introduce you, mistress. This is I'm so sorry. I didn't get your names.
Oh, don't worry. I'm Nesgrax. These are my associates, Crud and Olive.
Doctor.
Sorry, Dr. Crud III. His Majesty.
Just a doctor. It's fine. Oh, there you go.
Immediately back in his good graces.
Mistress, this is Nesgrax, Dr. Crud III, and Olive. Sorry, my apologies.
And he looks briefly at Crud and goes,
Would you like a peanut?
What the hell did you just say to me?
Not cool, cheese.
Oh no!
Not cool.
Sorry, we offer peanuts to everyone. But
No, you looked right at me and offered it to me. You didn't offer it to either of these guys.
I'm sorry.
What? Just because I have gray skin, I got big ears, and I got a trunk, that means I have to have the peanut? That I like the peanut? Give me that damn peanut.
You have insulted my entire race of people, but I'll take it.
the goblin scuttles around and hides behind the other figure, who walks up to you. This person is dressed in faded green hooded robes with some shabby furs around the shoulders. You can't quite see their face because they're wearing a hood, so their face is in shadow. But they are of middling height. But the way they carry themselves, you think it's probably a woman. But they say, "Oh, don't mind the cheese goblin. I'm sorry about that. They do get rather excited when we occasionally get people here. Sorry. Let me introduce myself. Well, in terms of the carnival itself, I was known as the Cheese Witch. So pleasure to meet all you. I take it you are here on purpose, right?"
Yeah, we were given tickets as sort of like a thank you, and we thought we'd come and check it out. I must say, we're so far pretty spooked out.
Oh no, I don't blame you. I mean, yes, the carnival itself we closed maybe 10 years ago, something. It's been quite some time since the carnival's been open. I'm rather surprised we've got tickets still out there. Maybe they were just left over and someone picked them up.
That sounds about right.
Nesgrax, do you want to check the date on those?
Yeah, I bet Mendax just had them in like a pocket in like a winter coat and was doing some cleaning and then found them 5 years later and decided, oh, okay, I'll give these to Nesgrax because I'm a jerk.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably about accurate. Yeah. Come to think of it, yeah, that's totally in character. But she says, "Well, seeing as you're here, let me give you the rundown of the place. Well, as you can see, this place is a bit rundown." Hey, wordplay.
Nice one.
But yes, this place used to be very popular in times gone by, but for various reasons we had to close down some time ago. But I've been here with the Cheese Goblin for the past 5 or so years, and but we do still get like travelers like yourselves, visit occasionally, and we can. Well, my role in all this, I was one of the owners back in the day. But yes, my role was that of the Cheese Witch, and I could Well, I can show you if you like. You've already got the tickets, so you can. You're more than welcome to come and take part in the activities that I can provide.
Oh, that's awful kind of you honoring the tickets, even though they're 5 years out of the date.
Well, honestly, like, it's not like I've got much else to do, and the company would be rather well appreciated when you're spending all your time with this excitable little cheese ball.
Yeah, he set a bad example. You're setting the good example, so you and I, we're good.
It's very kind of you. Yes. Don't be too hard on the little one. He turned up as an orphan a few years before the carnival closed, and we took him in. I suspect that his whole clan may have been
oh my!
Signals finger across her throat.
You mean you think they're dead?
Crud! Jesus, man!
It's okay.
Wait, what?
He's right here.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought she just didn't know the word.
Oh no, I know the word. I'm trying to, make it a bit better because anytime he thinks about it, he kind of curls up and gets unresponsive. But yes, he goes into a bit of a cheese curl.
Oh my god!
But folks, there's going to be a lot of this.
But yes, we took him in, and we've been I've been looking after him as best I can since. But yes, you don't treat him too harshly. He's doing the best he can.
No, of course. He seems like a nice cheese goblin, and happy he's here. Incidentally, I know of several charities that are helping orphans, and
oh, is that right?
Yes, I know there's lots of them in this world that would love to help out in this situation.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Oh yeah, that one, the HHO, right? Heinz Helping Orphans.
There's Heinz Helping Orphans.
Yeah.
There's the one that I don't know. Didn't Bob set up a charity as well to help orphans?
I think Borb tried. Yes, he did. In Kif Fasti.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we also take in orphans at the guild. Pretty sure that came up once.
And the White Spire.
Yeah, they Crud the Senior with a monist, and I think Mocha was there. They put together a orphanage years ago.
The Fire Breathing Academy. Yeah.
And a school. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if the real world were like this, where every other person set up an orphanage? Anyway, go on.
But yeah, honestly, I haven't been able to, get out much. But if there are any, he's I hope he's happy staying here with me. But he's never expressed any wish to leave. But no, at the moment, I'm staying here to see out the rest of the carnival's days. But you are more than welcome here, so long as you're happy to stay. And if you would like, I can show you my, not quite a party trick, more of a party profession. But I would gladly show you my trade. Yes,
please.
Okay, let me take you over to my tent, and she gestures towards the central tent, which is you would have thought in its bygone days to be rather grand. It's once again white and yellow stripes. It's the classic circus carnival tent with the peak top and the walls tent words, other carnival words. It's usually ship words that get me down now, but it's the lack of carnival research that really does it this week.
You're doing fine. Don't worry about it.
But she walks you over towards the central tent, opens the flap, and you get a waft of, you get a waft of smell. It's not an unpleasant smell. It's just a very pungent odor.
Is it cheesy?
Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like dead cheese goblins?
Oh, no. At least I hope not.
This is where she stores his dead family.
It's just a pile of goblin clones. Oh.
They're universal donors.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I'm now implementing that conversation into canon. As, like, you whisper to each other as you walk up to the tent. It's like, hey, what if it's just full of corpses? Yeah, they're universal donors, you know?
Well, you gotta look at the state of the place.
But she opens the tent flap. You get a waft of cheesy aroma. And as you walk in, you see what is effectively a fire pit in the middle of the tent with a bubbling cauldron of yellowish goop. There are shelves lining the edge of the tent. There's a nice fur rug, which seems people have been sitting on for years and years and years. If you give me a quick perception check, then I can give you a couple of extra fun little details.
I'm sorry, it's just that the bubbling cauldron of yellow liquid just sounds like cheese goblin soup now.
I was going to say fondue.
Yeah.
11.
8. There actually is a cheese amusement park in Korea. And
Oh.
Ooh.
you get to make your own cheese, and there's statues of cheese and cows and stuff.
That sounds pretty good,
17.
Yeah. My secret dream is to go to all these themed amusement parks, like the spa with wine and the cheese amusement park. Not that secret
Why
anymore.
would you not? Why would you not want to go there? It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Olive, you are more or less blasted by the cheesy fumes, considering the only fumes you've had recently are very much burning smells. So this is like an incredibly strong scent. Like if you've walked into like a perfume shop and you just get hit by the aroma, and like
Just when you thought you were recovering your sense of smell, bam.
yeah, bam, there it goes again. Meanwhile, Nesgrax and Crud, as you walk into the tent, you also see just propped up against the side, you see a couple of pronging sticks and
Yeah.
a very small, varied charcuterie board.
Oh,
You were right.
awesome. It is a fondue party.
Yay.
So, Cheese Witch,
Oh, yes.
can we partake? Is that allowed?
Oh, yes, but there is a bit of a process because people call me the Cheese Witch because it's easier to say than my actual job title, which is a lactoneramancer,
Cool.
which
I'm a
technically...
necromancer.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
It's dead magic, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Hmm.
Bringing people back from the dead.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
Bringing bodies back from the unmoving, I'd say.
Yeah, reanimating corpses. Yeah.
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 So if I can't save him, he can.
Exactly. Sort of ish.
A full service mobile clinic has a necromancer in it.
One or another, they're walking out of there.
Oh no. You know, back in the day, we actually had a necromancer as part of the carnival, but they just used to make bones dance. They didn't actually bring in corpses to, do like a conga line or anything. They were, just the same bones which were naturally gotten out of the swamp. I think you might have passed through there. It tends to be the common way.
I would love to just get some clarity on what you just said.
She said that you should make a conga line out of your next patients who don't survive.
Yeah, just to be clear here. First, item 1. You said there were some bones in the swamp that we passed through on the way here?
Oh. I see your concern. No worries. They weren't like, sentient bones like, like you or I. They're just like animal bones that occasionally like end up in the swamp, like one way or another. Sometimes they just wander in, they can't swim. They were just fished out. So don't worry about that. There's no danger of like undead skeletons in the swamp. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, cool. But then you also said that you had a guy who made bones move, but not like me? Explain?
Well, yes. I mean, we didn't bring in like fresh corpses to make, entertainment with. We just used the bones from the swamp. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Old corpses.
He would reanimate the animal bones.
Yes, for the entertainment, but we didn't specifically kill the animals for that purpose.
I see. Okay, cool. I'm in.
But yes, my job is as a lactoneuromancer, which technically translates as like dairy dream wizard, like magician. But people can't really say lactoneuromancer. But so we just go for cheese witch because it sounds a bit more catchy.
It is catchy. I like it.
So one of the things I've figured out over the course of my life is how to take because as you may well have noticed, like if you have too much cheese before you go to sleep, you can also often have like weird or very lifelike dreams, right?
True.
So I've figured out how to take that, the innate dream power of cheese and turn it into a form of, therapy.
Oh, wow. That sounds brilliant.
So what I tend to do for the people who come here is this is what all the cheese fumes are about. We harness the innate magic of the cheese and help people work through certain issues they may be having, certain like character things hidden deep in the subconscious, which may not be so easy to dig at.
Cool. I recently spent a year doing mushrooms, so I'm with you. I'm on.
That is another vein that one can go into, but I often find that having a cheese party is somewhat more family friendly, let's say, than having a mushroom party.
I like how you're calling them it's a cheese party.
Yes, but mycomancy is very is a viable form of magic as well.
Oh, that's like mushroom magic. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Ah, yeah. Gotcha. Took me a second. I gotcha.
It's okay. I've been at this longer than you. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it'll come up in your studies.
Thanks. Yeah.
So would you all like to have a session? Obviously, I may be I'm a little bit out of practice, but everything should be absolutely fine. So, like for instance, like if you were afraid of spiders, then obviously the world is actually filled with dangerous monsters where you could go out and fight them. However, by taking a quick course of lactoneuromantic therapy, then we could travel into your subconscious through the power of cheese and fight those spiders in your mind to try and get over that fear without actually endangering your physical self.
Would it be okay if Olive did an insight check from the top of her head to the bottom of her feet, doing a quick, you know how Sherlock Holmes is like, oh, there's a white dropping on your shoe that says that you were here last Tuesday, and...
Yeah.
I just want to make sure everything vibes, just making sure it's all consistent.
Okay, however, if you want to look for specific, physical, signs, evidence of stuff like Sherlock Holmes, then I would probably ask an investigation roll rather than insight.
Maybe I won't go that tack then. I have a +6 to insight and a +0 to investigation. I'm going to look deep into her eyes, and I'm going to see if her eyebrows are twitching, and I'm going to see if she is... I don't know how insight works. Is she smiling properly? Does her smile reach her eyes? There we go. I'd prefer to do insight. I'll skip the clues. Leave that for maybe Dr. Crud or Nesgrax or someone else.
You are welcome to do investigation.
Someone should. I'm gonna like look deep in. Oh my gosh. I look deep into her eyes with a 20 on the dice. +6.
Oh, yeah. You don't know why, but you feel like you can, like, innately trust this person. Like, specifically you, Olive. You don't know exactly why you think you can trust her. But you look at the figure and feel relaxed. Like, almost like you already know this person. You know, like when you meet someone for the first time and it feels like you've known them like your entire life. It's like that, and you're like, honestly, yeah, this person is like right up to this level. They know what they're doing. It's not like other professionals in this vein you've come across who have turned out to be completely rubbish at their own job.
This ain't no Postlethwaite. Okay, I got
This ain't no Postlethwaite, is what we're trying to say.
My shoulders decrease. I had been hunching them out of stress from this unfamiliar situation, and I lean back and I put a little bit of my weight on my tail, and I relax, like a deep breath. I'm gonna go through with this, yeah.
Excellent. This is so what we traditionally do is we have a sit down, have a quick chat just beforehand, just to make sure everyone's comfortable with what's going on. This is this is a place for truth and finding yourself. So the important thing is to be open and honest about your the answers to the questions. Obviously, if you're not comfortable answering, then that's absolutely fine. We don't have to probe into certain areas if you would wish otherwise. But the important thing is for everyone just to be completely open as much as they are willing to be.
I raise my hand.
Yes. Question at the back.
Just in the spirit of openness and honesty, I sort of feel like if we're going to do a cheese trip with you as our guide, I'd feel a lot more comfortable if A, we knew your actual name, because it can't be Cheese Witch, and B, if we could just see your face. You've had your hood up this whole time, and I feel like I'd really like to just sort of see your face before we sort of put a lot of trust into you.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry, we've been over here so long. I just I'm used to keeping my hood up, as it were. I'm not sure if that's an actual expression anymore. It used to be.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
I like it though.
Oh, you're welcome to use it. It's a fairly commonplace over here. Some time ago, but these things fall out of favor. You're not from around here, are you? Your accent is rather different.
No, I'm from Draws. It's the country, or the Guaso, actually. I guess it's the.
I was going to say
country.
Draws. That's the planet name, right? Last time I checked.
I'm from this planet.
Okay, but yes, Guaso. Why do I know that name?
Why do you know Guaso?
Sounds familiar, yes.
Well, it's sort of like, it's a cool country. It's got a lot of cool things. I don't know. I mean, a lot of... it's my world, it's like, it's where I grew up, so... I don't know. Everyone I've ever known is, sort of been really from that, except for one guy. Anyway, yeah.
It's cool. Okay. It's okay. I'll think about where I know it from. But yes, let me take my hood off. Sorry about that. It was a bad skin day, as it were.
I feel you there.
So she takes her hood off, and this is a fairly aged, well, as much as Nesgrax and Crud can tell, but Olive, you can tell this is a fairly aged crocodile person.
Ooh.
It's funny how we didn't see your whole mouth just sticking out of the hood.
Darling, I'm a witch, okay? Like, if I want the shadow to go over the snoot, the shadow will go over the snoot.
Oh, that's cool. Cool. Okay. Yeah.
So it's a magic hood, you see? See, let me pull it up.
Weird.
He pulls the hood up and the shadow goes over the snoot.
Wow. You don't get, like, people walking into your mouth, like, accidentally? Because...
Do you get people walking into your nose?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it were invisible, I could see that happening in a crowded place. Yeah.
People trip over mine all the time.
I mean, forgive me, but this is not exactly the most crowded of places right now, is it?
No. I get it. It's fine. Yeah. Sorry, I was curious.
Out of the four of us, literally no one has a flat, like human-like profile. That's kind of funny. Okay, so what was your name? I didn't catch that.
Oh, the person controlling me actually did not think of one. Just stuck with Cheese Witch. So if you will give me a couple of minutes, then I will figure one out. I will start writing sounds now.
You're going to start writing sounds.
Well, while you figure out what your name's going to be, I had one question. Is this going to be safe for children? See, I'm a mommy.
Oh, yes, so I see. Well, the fumes are, they're safe, they're non-toxic, so your baby would be perfectly safe in here. However, she? Well, I don't want to assume.
Yeah,
okay.
This is Jenny.
Jenny, oh, that's a lovely name. No, Jenny will not be part of the magic just because a child's mind is very much a maelstrom of confusion and like raw emotions. So if you try to look into a child's mind, then it could be very confusing to us all, and some of us might lose our minds. So we'll stay out of little Jenny's mind. But she's more than welcome to, if you're okay with leaving her with the little cheese goblin here. He'll stay in the room. He'll just hold her for a bit.
Absolutely not. Peanut Boy's not touching my daughter.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'm sure we'll be able to find like a cot or a crib or something for her if you'd prefer.
All right, but yeah, he ain't going near her.
Okay. Did you hear that? Could you go fetch a crib? I think we've got one in Barnaby's old tent. And then she's going like,
yes, okay.
Sprints out of the tent.
Crud, if you're really feeling sort of weird about this, I could conjure up a faithful hound who will guard Jenny until, we sort of come down from our trip.
Oh, yeah, that's good too. And I also got my auto doc, and he can orbit around and keep an eye as well. So yeah, let's do the hound and the auto doc, and tell that peanut goblin to get the hell out.
Cool. Okay. Here it goes. I cast Faithful Hound, so that I conjure a phantom watchdog. That it remains for 8 hours until I dismiss it as an action, or until I move 100 feet away from it. It's invisible to all creatures except me, and can't be harmed. And when a small or large creature comes within 30 feet of it, without first speaking the password that I specify, then the hound starts barking loudly. It sees invisible creatures and can see into the ethereal plane. It ignores illusions. And at the start of each of my turns, the hound attempts to bite one creature within 5 feet of it that is hostile to me. The attack bonus is equal to my spellcasting ability modifier plus my proficiency bonus. On a hit, it deals 4d8 piercing damage. So I've just conjured an invisible dog.
And Dr. Crud reaches into his black bag, takes out a little drone that he unfolds, and it just starts flying up into the air. You hear the propellers go, and it just starts orbiting the tent.
Cool.
48. That's as strong as I am.
It's a pretty cool dog. I'm going to name him Dan. My last dog was named Stan, so this is going to be Dan.
What sort of dog is Dan?
Dan is he's a lot like my other dog. He's a black mastiff. He's pretty big and mean looking, but only I can see him.
Okay, not like a sausage dog.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's a scary dog, but invisible. So, yeah.
Okay, and I take it you share this password with the others.
Yes. Yes. So the password is raisin mix, and I tell it to everyone. Raisin mix, everyone. Just say raisin mix.
Raisin mix. Don't bite me, please.
Raisin mix. It's at this point the cheese goblin runs back into the tent and the dog starts barking.
Cheese goblin, say raisin mix. Say raisin mix.
Raisin mix.
Very good.
Well, now we got to change the password.
Yeah, the point was to keep the little peanut offer away from the baby, wasn't it?
Oh, I see. Well, no, don't worry. Stan will still... Sorry, Dan. Dan will still protect the baby from Cheese Goblin. This just makes it so that your baby doesn't have to listen to dog barking incessantly for the duration of our trip.
It's okay. I've got a lot of washing up to do.
Cool. Thanks, Cheese.
Got a lot of scrubbing cheese off things.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's not water soluble. Yep.
No, so sometimes it just hardens and it's really difficult to scrub off. So...
This poor guy.
Have you tried rubbing slime from the swamp on it? It's a really good universal solvent. And I'm like showing you, got my hands in a puddle getting some green algae out. I'm like, see, you rub this on things. And the fats and oils from the algae dissolve the cheese.
You see, Cheese Goblin? You're surrounded by cleaning solution.
She gave the universal solvent to the universal donor.
Olive, you have blown this poor little goblin's mind.
I have no idea if that's true or not. I just really...
Why not?
I think it's funny to rub slime onto cheesy dishes.
I can't imagine that works.
It probably doesn't. But, like, can you imagine the Cheddar Goblin? How long is it going to take the Cheddar Goblin to figure it out? Like, days.
Maybe never.
They're going to try.
So, anyway, Cheese Witch, yeah, you were about to tell us your name.
Oh, yes, and thank you for asking. You're definitely going to regret asking me that. Because my name is Bree.
Oh, that's cute. I like it.
You. Nice one.
So there. I do have a name. And it's also a cheese pun. So, ha!
It's wonderful.
Bree Wensleydale.
Are we going to regret it because you're going to try to kill us later because we know it now?
Oh, no. That was just a meta thing. Don't worry about it.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it just sounded like, you know my name, now I have to kill you.
Oh, no. Don't worry about that. I was just talking to a different plane of existence.
But I think it's wonderful. That's a great name.
Oh, thank you. Your name's very nice too. It was Olive, wasn't it?
Cheese and olive.
Oh, yeah. We could make our own charcuterie platter.
Oh, yes. So, we have, there's no one I know that's called. Well, we used to have someone called Salami here. Funny story. They used to be the lion tamer around here, and well, the less said about that, the better. We only had the one show. They weren't a very good lion tamer. It's okay. And let's face it, if you call yourself Salami the lion tamer, you're asking for trouble.
I really don't blame the lion. I mean, salami is amazing.
No. I mean, they didn't help themselves, if I'm honest. They did decide to make their entire outfit out of bacon. I think
That'll
it was like...
do it, yeah.
I think they were trying to show off or something, but as you can imagine, it did not go well.
It sounds like a lot of employee death you got going on here.
Oh no, it was just the one.
But what about the family of cheese goblins?
I heard that Solani was coming back.
Nice.
That sounds like a reference, but I've been here for the last couple of years, and we don't get the papers.
Absolutely a reference. Greetings, adventurers.
It's okay. Like DM gets the reference.
Yay!
So into the character. Okay. Crud, sorry. You also had a question, right? It was about the
Baby, murder, death, lots of death. No, I think we covered it all.
Oh, okay, lovely. Well, it was just the one death, and let's face it, that that guy was a bit of a looks towards Jenny go, bit of a botty face.
Huh?
Whoa.
Was not very nice.
Oh.
Those are harsh words.
Is that why the carnival closed down?
No, that was another reason. No.
So was this before or after you murdered the goblin's family?
Whoa, Crud. Jeez, man.
I know you're saying that in jest, so I'm not offended. But no murder here. It's fine. And I know that's what a murderer would say, because.
But seriously, Bree, why did this place shut down? It seems odd.
It's a bit of a sad story, if I'm honest. I used to run this place with my partner, and we had a daughter quite long ago, and she didn't like the life. She disapproved, and she ran off to some distant corner of the land, and we never heard from her again, unfortunately. Then some years back, my partner died, and it just lost the. I started to forget what what this was all about, and I kept the carnival going for as long as I could, but it eventually just stopped drawing in the crowds. The rest of the acts left. Eventually, before I knew it, it was just me and the cheese goblin, and I just couldn't say goodbye to it.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Bree. That sounds awful. I know what it's like to lose a loved one. I won't go into it, but I'll just say ghost husband. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, is that why you're a necromancer?
Yeah, sort of. I sort of felt like I was choosing a major, and since I was married to a ghost, I sort of figured like I had experience in that, and that would make a really good thesis. So, yeah, I went with necromancy.
Oh,
but no,
okay.
he's. I helped him move on. He's fine. He's moved on, and I've moved on. We're all much happier.
Oh, Nesgrax, I comfort you. And then to Bree, I ask, what was your daughter's name? Maybe I've encountered her. I've met a lot of other lizard folk.
I mean, maybe you have, but I'd rather not go into it right now. It's still a difficult thing to talk about.
Okay, and then the player is just going to say for the record that Olive's mom's name is Fern, and then we'll keep going.
Ooh.
Okay.
Checking wiki. Yeah.
But otherwise, if that's all the questions, everyone take a seat, and we can start off with the I don't want to call it an interview because interviews sound too formal. Let's just have a quick chat about everything, just to make sure make sure we pick out the right cheeses, as it were.
Okay.
Sorry, that's not a saying either. It's part of the process. There's a cupboard over there that is full of different types of cheeses, and depending on your answers, you take a certain type of cheese and drop it into the pot, and that resonates with your your spirit, your soul, and helps you go into the cheese dream state.
Okay, let's do this.
I like your attitude.
Dr. Crud will deposit Jenny in the little crib and tell her, while everybody's unconscious, do not bite anybody unless it looks like they're going to hurt Daddy or Mommy, okay?
Yeah, same for you, Dan.
And he sits down.
Jenny and Dan nod in unison. They're like, okay, so everyone take a seat, and we can just it's quite a quick questions, couple of questions. Hopefully I've got them written down here somewhere. Yes, I do. They're right here. Sorry, they're on a different piece of paper.
You're more like Postlethwaite every passing second. Papers everywhere.
No, this is just the DM mixing up notes. I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm a little worried if it's the DM who's like Postlethwaite. But that's okay.
Okay, so just to start things off, as I've mentioned, this is a place for truth and finding yourself. So I'm just going to activate this little spell called Zone of Truth. Hopefully everyone's okay with it, just to keep everyone... you are always welcome to not answer or say you're not comfortable answering that, because, once again, that is the truth. So it's just to keep everyone, open and honest, and you'll find maybe new things to appreciate about each other as we go.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. So a little bit maybe intrusive, but yeah, no, fine, that's cool. I'm in.
Olive does not resist the zone of truth.
Dr. Crud nods.
Okay. Admittedly, like as the DM, I don't think you like your characters would necessarily try and trick the system and lie about it, but it's just world building. Because I know, like, maybe if you were playing some other characters, they would try and trick the system and go, I'm gonna lie about all this, but I wouldn't worry about it with you. You wonderful peeps.
Oh.
So normally the first question would be, just tell me your name. But we've been through that already, and I'm perfectly happy with that. We've got a Nesgrax, we've got a Crud, and we've got Olive. So that's...
Doctor.
I'm so sorry. You
MD.
you worked hard for that title, okay? You've earned it.
Thank you.
So now, what I want everyone to do is just go around the fire and just share a hope of theirs, like for their either for their life or something to happen for them, and also one fear. So something you're afraid of either happening to you or someone you care about, or that kind of hope and a fear, that sort of jam.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I hope that I can find love again. Before meeting my husband, Arpad, I was a single man for so long. I slept around. I felt like he grounded me. I want that again. What I'm afraid of is... I think I'm afraid of never seeing my family again. Never being able to return home. I've made a sacrifice. I don't know if I can get it back.
Thank you for sharing, Nesgrax. Crud, would you like to go next?
Sure. Well, my hope is that my little Jenny over there, that she grows up to be big and strong and the best pseudo-dragon she can ever be. And my fear is that, well, the world ends.
Oh.
Normally I would be like, that's so irrational, but then I would be like, that's like all the D&D plots, so...
That is quite a big fear. I think we all fear that sometimes, don't we? Olive.
Yeah, especially when the gods get pissed.
Yeah. Olive. So, Olive hopes that all of her nieces and nephews, because she has quite a lot of siblings, and they have quite a lot of children. So, for context, lizard folk only live to be like 60 years maximum. So at 23 years old, a lot of her siblings have already reproduced. So she's got lots of like niece nephew day, like where she like sets out a tent and they all get to go camping for a weekend, and the parents are like, oh, we love this, thank you for taking them out of our hair. And she's just the best aunt. So she hopes that they all grow up happily and have a great childhood. Some of them are getting to be, you know, already living on their own. She's sort of the last of her siblings to find someone. And her fear is that she won't be able to improve herself to be happy enough with herself to find someone else. Because what's keeping her from having a family of her own is that she overeats. She doesn't really exercise. Starting to be a monk has changed that, you know, and so she's actively working to overcome her fear to make herself love herself enough to be able to be with someone else. Right now, she doesn't really like herself, although she has lost 5 pounds. So she is no longer 240 pounds. She is now 235 pounds. So it's a good trend, but she feels the weakening of the bonds with her siblings as they have their own families, and she wonders if she'll be worthy of a bond like that of her own. Oh, also, update on the relationship with Michael. The paladin is not interested in her anymore. So,
Oh.
yeah. That was nice while it lasted.
Well, I thought of that. Thank you for sharing. That was quite in depth.
Yeah. I could just picture them going out on a date, and then she eats like the spaghetti, but not like Lady and the Tramp style. More like there's a lot of sauce going lots of places style, like all over all of the 82 teeth or whatever, how many teeth she has. And he was just like, yeah, so it was nice seeing you. And then he like leaves. Sorry, I'm done.
Okay, the next part of it is because a lot of like ongoing issues into adulthood are born in childhood, and you develop these negative, if they're behavioral things, you develop negative behavior problems there, and you that's as you develop as a person. So I would like everyone just to quickly tell me about what things were like in your personal childhoods, any things you struggled with, any things you perhaps look back on and think maybe they weren't, necessarily the best of times.
Yeah, I had I would call it a little bit of a lonely childhood. I had an older brother, but we didn't get along very well. And I was always a little bit of a runt of the litter, so I was never really involved in any sort of team sporting activities or anything like that. I just spent a lot of time playing dragon chess on my own. And I remember when my grandmother passed on, and she had suffered from a form of dementia for a few years. And I realized at one point that we don't get to keep anything in this life. Everything can be taken away from you, no matter what. No matter how much it identifies you or how precious you think it is, it can go in a second. And so from that point on, I just learned to just enjoy the moment and not worry so much about the future. And I think it made me a little bit of an irresponsible person for a long time.
That's really interesting, because at least the way I'm hearing it, you've got a bit of a dichotomy between your kind of wish to go out and enjoy life and like seize the moment, but you also seem to have maybe some abandonment issues and not being accepted by especially your own family. So if you're thinking about with your grandmother, for example, the idea that you can lose like anything at any moment. If you're not accepted by your family, then either if like somehow you get lost somewhere along the way, or maybe they get lost somewhere along the way, that maybe their last memory of you or yours of them will be, not necessarily a good one. So maybe that's one of the reasons you've clung onto this so hard, is because, you don't want to, lose any connection with them.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I want to maintain that connection. I want them to have an image of me, a memory, something. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Nesgrax. I know that's not necessarily an easy thing to admit, especially at one's own shortcomings, but you are very much appreciated.
Oh, thank you, Bree.
Who would mind going next?
I can go next. That's not a problem. My childhood was, I don't remember much of it. Something traumatic happened before my adoption, and that's, it's all just blocked out. But, so my first memories are right after my adoption to Daddy Crud and Daddy Amonist, and that, then it was just, it was awesome. I mean, what else can I say about it? That was just the best time ever. I mean, I was 13 when that happened, but...
Well, I'm first of all, I'm glad you've enjoyed the things you can remember, but often, with repressed memories, there are obviously, as you say, something must have happened, whether that was a physical, like a strong blow to the head, or maybe you've just experienced something so traumatic that you've decided to block it out. But for whatever reason, someday you may come across that reason. So I will just leave you with the idea that it may be a good idea to start to maybe think about what that might have been. Maybe start some investigations into your own past, because you don't want to be surprised by that sort of thing. It's much better to go seeking it out yourself.
Well, I can see your point there. I just don't know, because I don't want to find out what it is, and then it just changes me completely.
Well, Crowds, only you can tell anyone who you are.
Dr.
Crowds. And you do tell everyone who you are. You've just managed to prove my point. Only you can tell people who you are. So as long as you're confident enough in your own identity, then I don't think any dug up fact from the past can change who you are. Thank you for sharing. Olive, we're up to you again.
Well, I have 14 siblings. So when you have enough people for a baseball team, you're basically always on a baseball team. So that was our childhood. We would, play kickball and, a big group of kids laughing, probably too loudly, but it was fun for us. That's what my childhood was. And then upon graduating high school and starting to work for Target, living on my own for the first time was a bit too quiet. So I have 2 roommates, Marlo and Remy, because it's just the contrast with my childhood is just so extreme, or how quiet it is now. It's too quiet.
Oh, did you want us to speak?
Please, fill the void.
Yeah, it is a difficult one growing up with, because, similar to you, I grew up with a lot of brothers and sisters, and it could often be difficult getting that attention from your parents. Obviously, with a lot of children to go around, it's difficult to carve your own identity and be confident enough in yourself when you're surrounded by a lot of other people, especially ones that achieve more, or maybe go on and have families before you do. It's very easy to compare yourself to them, but you don't need to. Their level of success is not a bearing on your own. The only person you need to compare yourself to is the person you used to be.
That's very wise, Bree.
So as long as you think that the person who you used to be would look at present day you and think you're doing a good job, then you're doing a good job.
Words of wisdom from the Cheese Witch. Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for sharing. I think at the moment I've got a good idea of the cheeses, which we can dig right into your psyches. And she gets up, wanders over to the cheese cabinet, braces herself a little bit because there's a lot of different types of cheese in there and they all smell quite bad by this point. She opens the cabinet, kind of starts muttering to herself and goes, okay, where is it? It's over here. This one. Ah, yes, here's one for Nesgrax. It's a Port Royal Blue. It's not a real cheese. I'm just making these up. It's rather tough on the outside, but very soft on the inside. This one is for Crud. This is
Doctor.
Sorry. This is interestingly enough, this one is a favourite with the medical profession. This is this is an amazingly antibiotic cheese. This is a very strong Pentokian green cheese. It's very, very strong, so try not to sniff too much of it at once. And then olive, I think we will go with a... yes, there's a rather interesting little... I'm trying to get out of the Irish place names now. This is a rather interesting ballyhoo cream cheese, actually. It pretty much goes with everything. So the idea is that I will drop these cheeses into the fondue pots and say some magic words, and the fumes will engulf us, and we will be send into each one of your psyches in turn to, go on some little brain adventures, as it were. It should be quite a lot of fun. At a guess, I would say maybe with the three of you, it'll last maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours, so hopefully we'll have time to venture into everyone's by the time the cheese fumes dissipate.
Cool. All right. Let's...
So we don't get to eat it?
Oh, no, well, no. I mean, once we're finished, we're more than welcome. We've got the charcuterie board here. We'll be able to eat as much cheese as you like. I think we even have some crackers somewhere.
Well, that's delightful.
Okay.
So she wanders up to the fire and drops the three cheeses in as they go, and she begins murmuring over the fondue pot as she stirs the mixture, and the cheese fumes start to waft upwards in a very magical pattern. It's kind of like a mushroom cloud, but then it starts to spread throughout the tent, and all three of you start to feel this cheesy aroma kind of entering your nose and almost filling your brain with a dairy fugue.
Yes.
Yes, the famous dairy fugue.
Yeah.
The dairy fugue state, I know it well.
Yeah. We've all been there. Too much cheese is what we're saying. And as you start to sniff the fumes, your body starts to become relaxed. You don't fall backwards, you just stay perfectly still, sat where you are. You're not paralyzed, but it's just much more of a meditative state. And honestly, I'm surprised I managed to get through saying meditative in one go. Like, I'm impressed with myself. You're just sat where you are as your consciousness... See, I didn't manage that one. As your consciousnesses seem to merge and transport themselves to another plane entirely. And that's what we'll call it for the first half. So, congratulations for making it this far, everyone. We were joined for this half of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast by Olive.
Bye.
Nesgrax.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rame Rame. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh no, he's speaking in tongues again. Someone help.
Sorry.
I can't. I'm busy going and getting the cheese out of my fridge because,
You're feeling hungry.
for some reason.
And Doctor, I'm saying it. I got it this time around. Dr. Crud III.
Well, so far we have a dead lion tamer, her brother or family member, and a family of cheese goblins. And they're saying that they don't have a lot of deaths.
Oh, it was just one cheese goblin. So this what's called backstory. But yeah, we are going to take a quick break. But in these intervening minutes, listeners, just have a think amongst yourselves. Is there someone that you think would enjoy this podcast? If so, feel free to message them now. You've got time. Honestly, pause this. Text them now and just go, hey, I've come across this real cool podcast. It's all about cheese witches. It's amazing. You should listen to it. However, we understand that not all of you are the texting sort. It's quite difficult to initiate a conversation right off the top of the bat. But there is a way to help us without having to contact other people. That's right. You can also leave a review on the podcast app of your choice. It's amazing. You can help us and not have to contact anyone that you know. It's brilliant.
It's the introverts way.
Oh yeah, it's amazing for introverts. It takes 10 seconds to do and it helps us an enormous amount. So go do that and we'll be back very shortly.
We hope that you're enjoying this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Please leave us a review on iTunes.com. You can subscribe to receive new episodes through your podcast player or by visiting firebreathingkittenspodcast.com or finding us on YouTube. Can you think of someone who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. We don't pay to advertise this show, so the only way we can grow is through the support of listeners like you. Thank you. You can find more adventures on Amazon.com in the bookstore, Fire Breathing Kittens, all one word, podcast. That's right, you can curl up with a good book based on one of our podcast episodes. The authors do a really great job of adapting them into fun novels. We also have official merchandise on Redbubble.com. Yes, that's right, you really can own a notepad with the Fire Breathing Kitten logo on the front. Or one of your favorite characters.
Welcome back to the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. I hope you took our advice. Those reviews are really nice to read. Sorry, Olive just took a drink. Bad timing. Speaking of which, we are once again joined by Olive, the bad-timed drinker.
Hello.
Nesgrax is also here.
Yo, what up?
Oh dear, you trying something new?
Yeah, I'm finding myself. I'm trying new things. Howdy, y'all.
Oh.
Hey, that's my line.
That's because I was doing crud.
Yeah, speaking of Crud, well, Crud, Dr. Crud III is here as well. Hey, I got around it.
All right.
Thanks, Boots. I hope everybody enjoyed their cheese on their break, because I know we sure did.
Yeah, little behind the scenes. Pretty much everyone had some form of cheese in the break. So I hope you did too.
Yeah, we did.
Anyway, would everyone just roll me a quick D20 for the privilege, let's say, of telling the audience what happened in the first cheese-filled half?
16.
17.
I got a nat 20.
All right. Well,
Bapperson.
why does it seem like every time we ever do like a rolling thing, someone always gets a 20?
Yeah.
You're lucky?
Yeah, we'll call it. All right, Crud, up to you. You can choose.
I could send a picture if you want.
No, I trust you.
Oh, okay. I'm going to choose the cheese goblin.
Are you sure?
Good one. Yeah.
He's not being, so he's not going to ramble, but we got to hear that voice.
Okay, so I was at the circus, and I was just hanging up some washing, and then some people walked in, and I said hello, and one of them scared me because I offered him peanuts, and then then the Mistress Cheese Witch came out and said hello, and I hid, and then they went into a tent, and I went to go get a crypt, and this invisible dog started barking at me, and then I got scared again and went to go do some washing up.
And what the audience can't see is the way he got into character was just awesome.
Oh, yeah. I crunched my neck down and go...
He physically inhabited the character.
Yep. Neck
this
went
podcast.
down and back. His front teeth jutted out.
My ears grew.
And his eyes got
big. My ears grew. I think my entire my legs shifted up about 2 feet into my body.
But his arms
it was
stayed
really
the same
weird.
length, which is really weird.
They were meant to shrink as well, but I think they got I don't know, something went weird. But yeah, a little DM tip for any of you budding DMs out there. Easy way to get into character is a physical attribute. So if you just shift your neck up, then it helps. If you usually I go for facial expressions as well. That always helps. But yeah, just a little peek behind the curtain. Anyway, you've heard what the Cheese Goblin has to say. Would you like any other characters to tell you what happened beyond the ramblings of a little goblin?
No, I think we're good.
You covered
Okay,
it, man.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. The short answer is everyone's basically in a cheese-based therapy session right now.
Yes.
So, diving right in. So, in front of short films, you've got a small little title sequence, like in maybe a silent film is just the titles is The Amazing Tale of Barnaby Bellhop, that sort of thing. In this situation,
title,
we've got that as well, just for some imaginative theatre of the mind stuff. So this one says, The Boy Who Wet His Pants. So the fog of the cheese fugue starts to dissipate around you as you all find yourself in, this time, a very functional amusement park. It's very, very nice. There's a nice faux castle just in the distance. There are food stands all around you. There are games of skill. So there's a setup of an archery target where you can shoot ducks, but the sights on the bow are really crooked, so no one ever wins. There's a game where you have to throw a ball through a hoop, but once again, the hoop is way too small for the ball, so no one ever wins. You know the sorts of things that happen at these fairgrounds. Mm-hmm. And we come across our 3 adventurers, who, in this case, are all their own selves, but as they were as children. Ooh. Let's say about 10 years old.
Yay!
Yeah, about 9 or 10. Nice children. You're all hanging out. You're there from a school field trip, like an end of year treat, because you've all been so good. Crud, you're not currently a doctor, so it's okay for me to say the future Dr. Crud III has gotten perfect marks in all his tests. That's why he's here. Olive has been so well behaved that she's earned a spot on this field trip, and Nesgrax, his father, has paid for him to come separately.
Knew that was coming.
So you're all wandering around the place, seeing what there is. You're having some cotton candy or popcorn, or in the UK at least, they do some very good fairground deep fried donuts, which are really good but really unhealthy. So don't eat too many of those. But yeah, although as you're walking along, Crud, you feel this this feeling down in the pit of your stomach that something's about to go horribly, horribly wrong. So would you make me a quick Constitution saving throw?
Okay, so quick question. Since we are 10 years old now, does that affect our stats in any way?
We'll come across that we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
We're crossing that bridge because I got to make a roll.
Oh, that is one excellent point. Be fine.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter because I rolled a 6.
Crud, as you're walking along with your two friends, you feel an uncomfortable urge down in your bladder area. And as your friends walk beside you, they're a little ahead of you. You look down as you see a rather wet area starting to emerge, let's say, in your pantaloons. Are you still wearing blue jeans at this point?
Oh, yeah. It's always been jeans.
Yeah.
But it's not a button-down shirt, it's a t-shirt.
Yeah. So you're starting to see a wet patch emerge from your jeans. So your goal, Crud, now is to find a new pair of trousers before anyone notices that you have in fact wet your pants.
Okay, so we don't notice. Me and Olive don't notice.
Not for the time being. Not yet.
Not yet.
But if you turn around, if he does nothing to...
Okay.
Then he will have indeed been very much embarrassed on a school trip, and no one wants to be caught having wet pants on a school field trip.
Yeah, that could be bad. Unless, there's a grown-up there that will pee his pants in front of everybody to make you feel better.
And make it cool.
Yeah, exactly, to make it cool.
I mean, you're welcome to try that. That will be a very high DC. Very high.
I think what future Dr. Crud will do is, he's going to take off running.
Better to be lost than to be seen as the peed pants boy.
Yeah, he's going to try to get lost in the crowd.
Okay.
To attempt to find new pantaloons.
Okay, so...
Gina-loons?
Peter.
Okay, so are you just trying to effectively hide in the masses from your friends?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to want one stealth roll from future Dr. Crud and perception rolls from the other two. These are contested. So...
Ooh.
Excited face.
Dr. Crud is very excited.
Ooh. Nat 20.
Did you both get a nat 20? Because you're doing happy dances.
I got a nat 20 with a +3.
I got a +2.
Is this a bad time to say that I also got a natural 20?
No way, really?
I can send you a picture of a dice with a 20 on it, but I don't think
Oh my god.
Oh, sweet. That is so awesome, guys. That is awesome.
Has that ever happened before in the history of
this
this game ever? Jeez. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
All right.
Tell that, DM. Ha.
I can do this. The wonderful world of improv. Let's go. All aboard. Okay, Crud, you see your friends slightly ahead of you, so you think, oh, it's okay, I can go and hide, because so they won't see me. I'm going to just turn off into this crowd and, get lost in amongst the bigger people. However, you're still a Loxodon, and even at 9 or 10 years old, you're still a solid, say, about 5.5 feet tall. Whereas the other two, you do notice, because Crud spends a lot of time talking, that he is no longer there. So you turn around, go, where is he? And you go, he's over there. But you do not see, because he's running away, you do not see his front. So you have, Crud, you have successfully hidden your stained area, whereas the other two have spotted you as a person. However, you do start making your way through the crowd to try and find a new pair of trousers. And the other two, seeing as you have no idea what's happened, you've just seen your friend disappear into nowhere. And by the laws of the buddy system, you need to try and look after your friend, because anything could happen, especially to an elephant at a fairground.
Sure.
I'm just saying, there's probably a reason he's got a bit of a thing about being offered peanuts.
Yeah, gotta find don't get separated. Hold hands and stay together. And I think Olive will hold Nesgrax's hand because it's one of 14 that has to happen. Like one of 15 kits, like they're either on leashes or they're holding hands. There's no way to
I had my son on a leash when he was young.
Yeah.
Imagine having 15.
No, thank you.
It's like a dog walker with all the leashes. Anyway, so I think I'm less averse to that than like the player is. The player would never hold your hand because that's weird, but I think Olive would. So Olive's holding your hand and going after future Dr. Crud.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going with.
Okay, trying to.
I'm not resisting the hand holding.
Contested strength roll. No, it's fine. Okay, to try and track your friend down, I will ask for, I would say, a group survival roll. So you both of you roll a survival. Just go for whichever is higher. I'm mixing systems here, but
Got a 10.
Hey, it's your game, buddy. You do whatever you want.
Yeah.
unless you roll the same thing again, which would be really handy.
14 overall.
Okay, well, Olive, you are leading anyway, so you pull Nesgrax into the crowd, and you rather ironically sniff out your friend. It does seem to be a little bit. You do get that tang of. You know what pee smells like. Everyone knows what pee smells like. You get a slight whiff of that particular odor, so you're starting to become a bit more suspicious about what's going on, especially as he's just disappeared for no apparent reason. But you don't have any proof yet. That's the important thing. Crud, you make your way out of the crowd, and you find yourself in front of this big faux castle, which is usually used for like circus acts, like trapeze artists or not any lion tamers. We don't have those anymore. Even in this place, no more lion tamers. Like trapeze acts or like fire breathers, which actually aren't that impressive in this universe, because let's face it, Nesgrax can do it, but he never does.
I do sometimes.
Do you? I've never witnessed you breathe fire.
I've done it. Really? Yes, you have.
I mean, feasibly, I must have done, but like,
I breathed fire on a door in the museum.
oh yeah, that one. I
do remember that, yes.
I breathed fire when we were at the top of Mount Hokkaido
Yeah.
to be cool.
Yeah.
I must have done it somewhere else. I can't remember.
So what we're getting here is you do it for show.
I do it mostly
that's it.
for show, yes. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I like to pretend I'm in the band Rammstein.
Do hast.
Yeah.
Do fire breathe.
So the important bit of information is that you've run right up to this big castle, which is used for all the showy aspects of the fairground. So you can try and find a pair of trousers in there if you like, or you can do whatever you want. You know what a fairground's like. You can go and explore, try and find a pair of trousers wherever you wish.
Yeah. Future Dr. Crud will enter the tent, the huge tent, and I'm sure there's costumes around there, so he's going to try to find a appropriately sized pair of trousers or pantaloons or genaloons or whatever he can find. Maybe even
Jorts.
I was just about to say maybe even jorts.
Okay, there are a number of circus performers already in there getting changed. They're getting the clowns are getting their makeup done. They're putting on their funny hats. Some of the gymnasts are getting their leotards sorted out. They're kind of limbering up and practicing. So if you want to try and sneak yourself a pair of trousers, you can go for either. It's probably not going to be great for you either way, but either a stealth check or a sleight of hand.
It is actually the exact same on both.
Cool.
So that is going to be a 19.
Okay. Yeah, so you managed to find a fairly nice pair of trousers. They're a little high-waisted for you. They're not quite up to your fashion standards. They're red and white striped. They just go straight down the leg. They're fairly billowy at the bottom, but they fit quite nicely. However, once you put them on, the ringmaster walks into the backstage area where you currently are, starts kind of clapping and going, "All right, everyone, it's showtime. Everyone move out." And he points at you and go, "All right, you, new guy, you're on first."
Yes, sir.
You're warming up the crowd today. So get out there, do that peanut act I've heard so much about.
What the hell did you just say to me?
You're 10. You're 10 and you just swore.
You know what, guy? I cannot take this. I'm sorry. I quit. And for future Dr. Crud walks out.
Well, what can I say? You know, the youth, no work ethic. You hear shouting after you as you leave the big top, but you walk out and find your friends walking up to you. He's now wearing a very garish pair of very balloony trousers.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Crud. What's up with your trousers? Oh, my God. Oh, my lisp is back. I'm sorry.
I decided I was going to try out for the circus, but the ringmaster guy is a blatant racist. So I decided to walk away.
Good for you, Crud. I'm going to try not to say any S's. Oh, God.
I feel bad for both of my friends. Hey, guys, do you want to buy some cheese on a stick?
Yeah. Right after we cut these ropes on the tent, we can go get some cheese on a stick.
Oh, you little vandal.
That's been proven in the future.
Yes. I mean, I burned a house down, so I'm going to untie one of these stakes with you.
And Dr. Crud got you to do that too, so.
Yeah. Oh, I have my bite attack. Even if I'm 10, I still have a relatively strong bite attack. So I'm just going to bite through one of these ropes. Can I do that, DM?
Yeah, of course. How about you go start making some attack rolls? Crud, you can start making some sleight of hand rolls to start untying stuff, or you can just, if you want to like brute force the pegs out of the ground.
How many you want? 3?
Yeah, go for 3. Either way, you can brute force them out or just untie them. We'll see how many you get out. See whether the whole thing falls over.
I got a nat 20, 60, 70, 18, and a 12.
Nice. Olive, how are you looking?
I probably missed with the first 2 with an 8, a natural 1, which is some number added to it, but I just want to let you know it's a natural 1. And then finally, if we're using current stats, I guess it would be a 23. Feels a bit weird to be a 10-year-old doing that, but...
Okay, Crud, with a cry of vengeance, because, let's face it, you've been pretty insulted by the ringmaster. You start tearing out the giant pegs that hold the big top up, and Olive, you start biting through them, but you get like distracted by Crud's like sudden display of like athleticism, because usually he's quite a chilled out guy.
Well,
compared to how he is right now, anyway.
You know that, Crud.
Yeah, he's not usually attacking things.
I mean, as his child form, anyway. He's not. Yeah, Crud, as we know, doesn't usually attack things. So he's attacking these tent pegs with like some real pent up frustration. And you look at him and go,
he's not a pacifist yet.
Ooh, there was a time before you were a pacifist.
Yeah.
Wow.
With his character change from cleric to doctor, his background is combat medic. So he was actually in the army now.
Not now.
You will be.
No, not now. Now he's 10. He will
10.
be. He will be in the future, but then later in the past.
Yeah, tenses are difficult,
Right.
aren't they?
Maybe you became a pacifist because of what you saw in combat.
That's exactly why.
So you're just a normal vandal at this age.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's already been established that he goes to vandalism when he feels he's been slighted or wronged.
Yeah,
okay.
no, yeah, I get that.
So, this might be his first act of vandalism, having been insulted, but,
Certainly not his last.
no.
Either way, both child and adult brain Olive is shocked by what she sees with Crud's display of violence against the inanimate objects, and starts to become distracted and actually accidentally bites down on one of the tent pegs. And when you accidentally bite a fork and you've got that horrible feeling.
Oh!
It's like that, but times about 10 because it's a giant peg in the ground. It's a really horrible feeling.
Great. So glad I'm vandalizing this with you.
Hey, it's teamwork.
I think I bite through one rope successfully and I'm like, I'm done. We did it. And I walk over to you and I guess I kneel down to your face because you're busy, occupied, ripping these poles out of the ground. And I'm like, okay, we did it.
Yeah, we got 4 out of the 6 ones.
There.
It'll come down.
Olive is going to sneak back to one of these ropes and tie them back on so that everybody inside doesn't die.
Why would they die? It's just cloth.
Because tent collapses kill people.
Oh boy.
All right, I will say, because Crud did roll rather nicely, that
Oh no.
it's not like the whole tent collapses, because it is quite a large one and he is still 9 or 10. But one small section does seem to start caving in a bit. So at this point, in a strong, maybe in a strong wind, if a tent pole breaks, it just seems to start curving inwards a bit. It goes a bit concave. It's like that. It's more of an inconvenience because it could be repaired, just put back in a couple of minutes. But it's more the act of rebellion of Crud that you feel you feel pleased about. So at this point, you've found a new pair of trousers. You've successfully hidden the fact that you've peed your pants. You've managed to stick it to the man being the ringmaster, and you've managed to really build up some continuous character backstory.
Yeah.
You feel an inner sense of not quite peace, but a sense of understanding within yourself as the cheese fumes waft in front of all your visions again, and which then form into more words, which now say, "Rabbits don't lay eggs."
Very wise.
And the scene comes back into focus again. So, you know how last time you were all children versions of yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now you're rabbits.
Ooh.
Oh no, Olive eats rabbits. Oh, this is a problem.
Well, you are one now.
Oh.
And this is the portion of the podcast where we commit genocide.
This is the Watership Down portion of the podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, genocide's happening then.
I mean, hopefully not. We must, as a species, at all times try and avoid genocide, but
As a rabbit or as a crocodile?
either way, I think, as sentient beings, genocide is a bit of a no-no. Either way, you are all now rabbity versions of yourself. You are in your warren underground. Nesgrax Rabbit, you are stood in front of the head of the warren, Father Mulrear, Scar's rabbit. Was it Scar's bunny is better? What do you think?
Yeah.
Scar's bunny.
Yeah.
Mulrear Scar's bunny
Yeah.
is standing in front of you. And you are stood in front of him with a small chocolate egg in your paws. You have come to your father because upon waking up today, you found that you had overnight laid a chocolate egg. And you've come to him asking his
Nice.
advice.
Do I eat it?
Father,
It's the Easter Nesgrax.
look what I've made. I woke up this morning and I found this chocolate egg. I laid it, Father. I made this egg. It came out of my bottom.
Are you hang on, I'm trying to get his father's voice to not sound like Algernoff.
That's okay, because they're brothers. They would.
Yeah, they would sound,
Yeah.
quite similar, wouldn't they? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that's strange indeed, son. Are you quite sure that it definitely came out of you?
I think so, Father. I woke, I went to bed, and there wasn't an egg there. And I woke up, and there was an egg there by my bottom. I laid a chocolate egg, Father.
And it's definitely a chocolate egg, not like a big poo, right? Because
I don't think so, Father.
I mean, we had that issue when you were younger, but I thought you would have grown out of it by now.
No, I have, Father. I know what poo smells like from experience. This is a chocolate egg.
Son, we all know what poo smells like. I had to raise you.
Bunny poops do look like chocolate eggs.
Oh, well.
But do not get them mixed up. This is another public...
Do they smell like chocolate eggs?
Yeah. No, they smell very different, which is the main way of telling the difference between little chocolate raisins and bunny poo. So this is another public service broadcast on behalf of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Always check to see. Yeah.
Are you unsure of whether you have chocolate raisins or bunny poo? Well, did you know you could smell it?
This has been another FDK PDA.
PSA or PDA? How close you get to the rabbit pellet?
Oh, yeah, PSA, sorry. FBK PDA PSA.
Don't get too close to those rabbit pellets. You shook your head. Success.
So Mulrear Scar's bunny says, this is most unusual. I think the best thing for you to do, I think what may have happened is I think you have been cursed somehow.
Oh, no. Are you sure it's a curse, Father? It seems like a blessing.
Trust me, son, rabbits don't lay eggs. It's a curse.
Oh. What should I do, Father?
I think the best thing to do is find the rabbit sage that lives in the next valley. You know of him. His name is the Stinking Bishop.
Yes, the Stinking Bishop. I will find the Stinking Bishop, Father. I'll bring my friends for safety, and I will remove this curse from myself.
That would be wise. It doesn't go to... let's just put it this way. It's a bit weird, son.
What? Oh, this whole situation.
Well, yes. I mean,
Yes.
all these months we've been here for generations in this warren. We've never had a rabbit that lays chocolate eggs. It's strange indeed, so it must be a curse.
It can't be any worse than an elephant laying an egg.
What's an elephant?
Yeah, what's an elephant?
I don't know. I just dreamed about it one day.
Oh, weird. Okay, guys. You heard... I turned to them. You heard my father. We have to get to the Stinking Bishop to try to remove this curse.
I'll protect you on your way. I'll look out for weasels and eagles. Oh my.
and I'll pick up any more eggs you lay on the way.
Good thinking. Okay, Father. We're going now. We will find the stinking bishop and remove this curse. We should be back. How far away is it? The stinking bishop?
Well, it's the next valley over, so at regular rabbit speed, maybe 2 days, assuming everything goes to plan.
We will be back in 4 days.
Let's say 5, just in case we hit traffic.
We'll be back in 5 days.
Rabbit traffic.
Yeah, well, you know, like moles are really slow.
Okay, we head out. I head out.
Okay, cue traveling music.
Dun, dun, dun,
The three of you travel.
We all have our own
You all have
traveling.
your own separate traveling music, yeah. It becomes a cacophony after a while.
If it plays at the same time, none of it is copyright.
Mine kind of was.
Not if no one knew what it was.
Mine wasn't.
I was doing my own one, so
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
So
exactly.
we'll cover yours up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the point where if you're singing so bad that it doesn't trip any like copyright algorithms.
As long as John Williams is not listening to this podcast, I think we'll be okay.
Never say never. All right, it's possible.
Yeah.
If listeners go out and like leave reviews and tell their friends about it, 6 degrees of separation could get there. It could.
It could.
Anyway,
It just means Kevin Bacon will listen to it.
yeah. Well, probably does already.
Yeah.
The three of you little rabbits, you begin to head out to the next valley over. Now, this is a direction neither of you have ever been because you're only little rabbits. You're probably about 3 months old.
We're cute!
You're very cute. Yeah. You're very cute. Yeah. Everything looks very big because you are, in fact, very small. You traverse along, fields and grassland and other types of things. It's a valley, so there's going to be. You know what's coming up? There is a small stream coming up with one small bridge going across. Okay.
Did he lay any more eggs on the way here?
Let me look.
Well, I was behind you to still catch them, so I should have them.
Well, then, I think you've answered your own question.
That's why I was asking the DM.
Oh, gotcha. Oh.
Well, let's see. Give me a roll. Yes, you are like on a break. You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna pop down here, and just relax a bit. And yes, another chocolate egg does pop out, along with some other things which are definitely not chocolate eggs, but we'll avoid talking about those.
Okay, hey, you laid one more egg. You also laid some other stuff we're not going to mention, but hey, here's your egg.
Let's play Russian roulette with my eggs and my poo.
Do you need to sit on this or to make it hatch or what's going on?
I don't know, man. It's just coming out.
Oh, so can we eat it?
You give it a try, I guess. We might be cursed, though.
Dr. Rabbit Crud eats it.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, Crud Bunny, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Dr. Crud Bunny.
Okay, are you still a doctor as a bunny then?
Why the hell not?
He had time in his 3 months of life.
Very intensive course.
Yeah. 16.
16, okay. Well, despite the fact that rabbits are almost certainly not meant to eat chocolate, you manage to take a couple of bites before deciding, this is probably not the best of ideas. So you don't scarf the whole thing down, but your next night's sleep will be very restless, let's just say. It's not going to be pleasant.
Bunny Nesgrax, your butt chocolate doesn't taste good.
Shocker.
Thank you for taking one for the team, Dr. Crud.
You're welcome. That's Dr. Crud Bunny.
Dr. Crud Bunny, sorry. I should be more formal.
Absolutely, because that's what us bunnies are known for, is our formality.
Yes.
Did you mean fertility?
Well, both, really.
I mean, one does really help the other. Like, you ever seen a bunny in a bow tie? They can
It would
get
be
it.
adorable. Oh, okay, nope.
Anyway, as Dr. Crud Bunny chomps on Nesgrax's bum chocolate, you come across what anyone else would see as a small river going through the valley, but to you seems like a raging torrent. But there is one bridge, a very small little rodenty bridge that leads across it, and standing at the mouth of the bridge is a vole.
We gotta pay the vole troll if we want to cross this boy's bridge.
Yeah.
As you hop up to him, he goes, "Yes, you've got to pay the vole toll to avoid angering the vole troll. There's a troll underneath this bridge."
Yay, I got the reference.
Vol, we can offer you...
Dr. Crud Bunny wants...
Go ahead, Dr. Crud Bunny.
Dr. Crud Bunny wants to bunny kick him into the water.
Whoa.
Right to violence. Wow. Is this before or after you became a pacifist?
Well, I mean, he's a bunny, so he's never been a bunny. I think
He's never been a bunny, so we don't know.
I think morality at the moment is a bit out to lunch. Let's see what happens.
Yes. It's a cheese-induced coma.
Yeah, we've all been there. Okay, to bunny kick the vole. Give me a strength-based attack.
Ooh, okay.
However, because you did eat some rather nasty bum chocolate, disadvantage. Because your stomach's starting to growl.
Oh, you had to do that to me, didn't you? Okay.
Hey, you're the one who decided to eat his bum chocolate.
Well, then the 17 is out the window. That's an 8 plus 6, 14.
Still a fairly solid roll. You turn around to do a bunny version of a spin kick, but the vole stands there resolute as your back paw. And you keep me the back paw or front paw? Because they're all legs, so anyone could count as a kick. Back paw, yeah.
Oh, no, it's the back. The back are the more powerful ones.
Yeah. You swing your back paw into him, and he just stands there strong as your paw bounces off him. And goes, "It's a very cute of you." Anyway.
Yeah, I was just messing with you. I was just having a little bit of fun.
I understand.
Gotcha.
I understand your. I come across many of your kind. There are a lot of you. But anyway, this is
Mr. Vol.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mr. Vol. I was saying we could offer you this chocolate egg. It's got a little bite out of it, but if you'd like it, then maybe we could use that to pay the toll.
Chocolate. Interesting.
Have you ever eaten chocolate before?
I've heard tell of the chocolates, but it seems to be a rather delicate poison for most of our kind. Starts off fairly basically, upset stomachs and mild puking and a little bit of diarrhea.
Mild.
Just mild puking. Just in the mouth area, nothing projectile. But if you eat like too much chocolate, then it just goes like it overwhelms your system. So hopefully that little bite mark hasn't found its way into any of you. That would be dangerous indeed.
Well, yeah. One of us had a little taste.
What?
I sort of nod to Dr. Crud. Yeah.
Dr. Crud Bunny just looks there innocently with big eyes, looking as cute as he can be.
My poor fellow, you may not have long left. Chocolate is said to be one of the most
Long for what?
dangerous poisons in these parts.
Oh, no.
What's poison?
Hang on, how old are you?
3 months.
Okay, so you're well acquainted with death right now.
Doing a very adorable pose.
Okay, poison is bad for our kind. Brings death, and very very nasty things. Oh
no, and rabbits can't vomit.
What's death?
Wait, did you just ask what's death?
Yeah. I'm 3 months.
The vole looks at the other two and go,
He's not, he's led a sheltered life.
But have you ever seen him with a bow tie on? It's adorable.
He straightens up his bow tie. Absolutely, it is.
Look, Mr. Vole, we were on our way to go see the stinking bishop. Perhaps if we can get our friend to the stinking bishop, then he'd be able to help our friend Dr. Crud Bunny.
ah, yes. Hang on. Actually, hang on. Let's play the game. Give me a persuasion roll. Oh yeah,
Sure.
I forgot D&D, right?
Oh, yeah, we're playing a game. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I was having so much fun.
No, okay, yeah, no, 12.
Okay. He's like, oh yes, of course, you need to go save your. I would leave the chocolate here. We can dispose of it, and like any more you come across, I would just get rid of. It is dangerous.
Okay, no problem. I'll bury it in my own poo.
And then no one will want to dig it up ever.
Yes.
Good choice. However, if you're going to go see the sage on the way back, if you could bring back some mushrooms for me, that would be most appreciated. We'll count that
Okay.
as your toll,
cool.
shall we? I'll let the vole troll let you go. And he leans over the bridge and go, all right, it's all right, Percy. They can go through. Sorry, his name's Percy.
Thank you, Mr. Vole. Thank you, Percy.
No problem. Off you go.
I hop across the bridge.
That's a perfectly normal name for a troll.
Percy the troll, yeah. And as you cross the bridge over a small bump in the ground, basically a molehill, but it seems like a mountain to you. I appreciate that small giggle. You do briefly hear him shout, "Oh yeah, don't forget about that." And then his voice just disappears into nothingness. So you continue onwards.
I'm sorry I didn't catch that. What did you say?
Did you say eat more chocolate?
No. The wind becomes too strong for.
Oh, okay, we'll eat more chocolate.
The wind becomes too strong for you to hear anymore. However, as you continue down the valley, you begin to see certain signs that a rabbit may indeed live here. Namely, that the grass is getting somewhat shorter as you get closer towards the valley floor. However, as you get close to what appears to be the rabbit sage's hut, it's no more than a pile of sticks covered in moss, that you hear an almighty screeching noise coming from the sky.
Hawk! Everyone! Run for the cover!
Let's go!
Yeah.
Quick as you can!
You don't know why you're thinking that you need to run, but you know you need to run. You've never really been outside the warren.
Instinct.
You've never come across any of these, but something deep inside your base primal identity screams at you to run for your lives.
I'm assuming I don't know what spells are and can't cast any spells.
At the speed at which a hawk plummets into and kills in one blow a bunny, I doubt you could get a fireball off. Like, it's terminal velocitying at you, and you're like, is it 120 feet away? Because then I could fire at it.
Admittedly, a bunny, like, shooting a fireball at a hawk, I would very much like to see.
Yeah.
Instead of an egg, it's a fireball.
So I'll allow it.
One small step for Nesgrax's finally breathing fire. One giant leap for the safety of this valley kind. That wasn't good. Keep going.
So wait. So I'm sorry. Are you saying that I can do a fireball, or that I know my spells?
What sort of spells do you have prepared? Because I like the idea of like you managing to influence your bunny counterpart with some sort of magic, but I don't think necessarily like necromancy stuff would necessarily be.
So
Fire breathing bunny guild.
yeah. So I think the one that I would do is I would cast slow on him. So that would slow him down to I forget what it is. It's speed is halved. Yeah, so it would cut his speed in half. If he would have to make a wisdom saving throw.
So instead of 300 miles an hour, it's 150 miles an hour?
It's better than 3.
Okay, well, I will say, because just taking a giant eagle as a baseline, they have a fly speed of 80 feet, so if you halved it, then Olive the monk bunny would probably be able to get away.
Well, I mean, 2 of us are going to get away. Because you don't have to be faster than that hawk.
Yeah.
You just have to be faster than your friend.
Why are y'all looking at me like that?
Oh. Okay. All right. If you stop running and you turn around and you try to fight it, then 3-month-old dum-dum hasn't been weeded out yet is going to turn around and try to help you.
However, because this is D&D, ingenuity is always rewarded. So if you can just blow me out of the water with something absolutely insane, then we'll roll for it and see what happens.
Deflect missiles, and the missile is the talon of... No, I'm kidding. I don't know what your spells list is. You want to read it out loud?
My spell list? Sure. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I mean...
Let's see what we can come up with.
Oh, there's a lot, though.
I have something if you guys want. I have an ability called natural medicines.
Ooh.
So I found a way to create natural medicines, and I also have a ability to make them gaseous as an explosion.
Ooh.
So can I have put a sleep potion and make it explode above us into the air? And he goes right through it and goes to sleep.
A stunning potion, and then it crashes into the ground.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This is also just the player and me thinking. You can always not go with this, but if you modify that a little bit to make your gaseous thing flammable, then we get fire-breathing bunny over here.
So you're saying...
Well, I mean, he is 3 months old, so he could not have gotten the proportions just right, and it could be flammable.
I just want to make it clear, like my fire breathing thing is not a spell; it's a physical attribute of me being a dragonborn. So if I'm not a dragonborn,
Are you still you, or are you just really an action?
Yeah.
So maybe his fire breath is just a tiny little, but when it reaches the gas from my I guess it's a firebomb now, a sleepy firebomb. It just goes whoosh.
Would like to point out for the listener, our FBK PSA: small particles are extremely flammable, and if you just throw flour up in the air, it lights up all pretty. So. Indeed. The smaller the particle, the more the surface area, the faster the kinetics, the greater the boom.
Okay. That sounds like an anti-PSA.
You should be aware of this.
That sounds like...
So DM, is that wow enough for you?
It sounds like you want people to experiment with lighting flour on fire.
I'm saying be careful around open flames with the powders. Yeah.
Because it could be awesome. Yeah, I mean, if it's allowed, I'll do it. Yeah, if you want to throw a gaseous thing up there, I'll try to breathe fire.
I don't see one. This is still D&D, so I say go for it.
Okay.
Is there anything
Cool.
you two need to roll for that? I know normally for the fire breathing I would roll a dex saving throw for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there anything for your gas crud? Dr. Crud Bunny, even.
It would be a saving... it would be a saving throw. The DC is 8 plus my intelligence modifier plus my proficiency bonus, which is 13. The DC is 13.
All right. Which sort of saving throw?
Probably con.
Okay.
That makes most sense, you know?
And Nesgrax, what would your saving throw number be?
12.
12. Okay, so 12 and 13. I will roll like one con and one dex saving throw at the same time, just to see how it goes. Oh, okay. Yep. That failed both. Okay, so this is how this goes. You hear the screeching of a hawk from above in the sky. It goes, and the primal fear grips you. Olive Bunny, you start to run away as fast as your little bunny monk legs will carry you. You try to make a headway straight towards the bunny sage's hut. However, Crud and Dr. Crud Bunny and Nesgrax Bunny, you look at each other and, like you've practiced this, which you probably have, you both stick your behinds in the air, and Dr. Crud Bunny lets out a very vaporous, flammable gas from his particular bunny backside. And Nesgrax, at the same time, Nesgrax Bunny waits for the signal for the hawk to swoop through that that flammable gas. But when it does, he screws up his little bunny eyes and aims all his magic towards his rear end, where this tiny little pilot light comes out of his little bunny backside, and the whole thing just goes. The hawk flies through this explosive cloud, and its feathers start to catch fire, and it starts to just sort of scream and go, and flies off because it does not want any part of this.
Dr. Crud Bunny looks at Nesgrax Bunny and says, "Silent but deadly."
Nice one. And we high paw.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So, congratulations, you have now made it to the Stinking Bishop's hut. The outside, as I mentioned, is just a pile of sticks, kind of interlaced like a standard, tent sort of structure, with moss placed on the outside for camouflage. But inside, it's somewhat more roomier. He's kind of dug into the surrounding hill area to make it a nice, cozy spot for any little rabbity sage to live out his solitude. But as you wander in, he goes, "Ooh, I'm trying not to do Yoda here,
Oh, do Yoda.
Yeah.
Oh, visitors I have.
Hello, Stinking Bishop. My name's Nesgrax Bunny. This is Dr. Crud Bunny. And this is Olive Bunny. Yesterday, or a couple of days ago, I laid a chocolate egg in my sleep. I laid another one on the way here. My father sent me here to remove this curse.
Oh,
And I ate one.
oh.
And he ate one, and he might be dying a slow death.
A strong issue, that is. Impression going downhill, it is.
A little bit.
Look at chocolate poisoning we must, straight away.
Appreciate it.
So he starts to mush up certain herbs and spices, maybe 11 of them, why not? And
Learn this from old friend I have.
Do you have that recipe? I'd like to add it to my repertoire, too.
I'm afraid is secret.
If you have anything for bums that were just on fire, that would also
Oh, yes,
be really good.
salve in top cupboard over there.
Oh, thank you.
so the bunny sage like mixes a quick poultice and goes,
Drink this you must.
for the chocolate poisoning.
Dr. Crud, but he drinks it.
Yes. You will feel it will empty your bowels. Is a very strong detox it is.
Oh, you better go outside.
Will not be pleasant.
I think it's a little bit too late for that.
Oh,
no. Oh, this poor man's hut.
He should have given it to me outside.
Well, the poor bunny sage is definitely witnessing the main difference in between chocolate and bunny poo right now. However, he
At least it's not my my spray that we got the bird with earlier.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
However, he looks you over, Nesgrax, grabs a small staffy stick from the wall, runs it over you like a metal detector, muttering in what language is like ancient bunnies speak, like
Lagomorphic.
yeah. Goes, why not? And you feel a wave of magic kind of like piercing your very being. Not in a like a painful way, just more of a you feel like he is seeing you for you. After a few minutes he stops and goes,
So why you come to me?
Oh, my father said that you could help me remove the curse.
I see. It's not a curse. It's you.
It is me?
You are just different.
Different from the other bunnies.
Yes. Well, less different, more. You just have this new ability. It's very natural.
Oh, okay. So you've seen this before?
Well, not this specific thing. Not necessarily.
if you hadn't noticed, the Yoda thing is basically gone. I can't keep it up that much.
We weren't going to mention it out of politeness.
Yeah, don't worry. I had very much noticed. If it was a Gollum impression, then I could do that all day. But going for the Yoda one is slightly more difficult. But yeah. Then he goes,
No, not necessarily the chocolate egg thing. That's new, but you know, the world is a strange place. You know, magic comes from every place. Everything is connected by magic, and sometimes these weird things happen, and sometimes we just call them miracles. But no, you're not cursed by anything.
Yes, we're going to have to give you a new name, Nesgrax. How do you feel about the Easter Bunny?
I like it.
Or hear me out, chocolate butt.
I don't like that as much. It's a bit on the nose. Oh, well, this is great. Thank you, Stinking Bishop. I'll be able to go home to my father and tell him that it's not a curse, that it's just a magical ability. I can produce bunny poison out of my bottom.
Good. I'm glad it wasn't anything more serious, and I'm glad you got your friend to me in time.
Yes, thank goodness.
It didn't have long left, if I'm honest.
Oh, wow.
Dr. Crud Bunny.
It's a very
Jeez
potent
Louise.
So, what, like 5
It's
minutes?
very potent butt chocolate.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry about your house.
Oh, it's okay. These things happen.
But you shouldn't have given it to me inside.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right, bye.
Goodbye.
Honestly, if someone had pooed all over someone else's house, leaving is what would
Just
happen.
walk away.
Just-
Walk away.
Everybody would leave and burn it down.
Thank you for showing me the inside of your home. I've shown you the inside of myself. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, there does seem to be a bit of a running theme with Crud's various versions with bodily fluids expelling themselves, doesn't it?
There's a lot of.
It's a lot of that.
If this is Nesgrax's dream right now, there's been a lot of anal sort of themed things. We had the anal gas.
That's true. The last time that Dr. Crud had stuff expelled from him, it was all through his mouth.
We were all just like grimacing and nodding. Like, yeah.
Yeah, remember that one time? Yeah, we do. Let's not talk about it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Stinking Bunny, I almost forgot. We need to bring some mushrooms back to the vole who guards the bridge.
Oh yes, Henry.
Yes. I don't know, I didn't get his name, I called him Mr. Vole.
No, Henry is the bridge keeper. Percy is just the angry vole that lives underneath.
Ah.
I see. Okay,
Like,
great.
I will need this information in the future.
Percy's a cool one.
But yes, I will. I've got some. They're regulars around here. And he wanders off briefly to come grab a bag of mushrooms. And then Nesgrax Bunny, like your regular version of Nesgrax, just in the back of your mind, kind of like almost like puppeteering it, thinks, I got to get me some of these mushrooms. They smell pretty good.
Truffles.
So you have a mental note in the back of your head to try and like source these mushrooms if they exist. But yeah.
Okay, well thank you, Stinking Bishop. We'll see you again on another day. I hope under more better circumstances.
Well, less messy would be ideal. But yes, it was good to meet you. So yeah,
Sorry again.
it's okay, part of the job. But yeah, let's montage our way back towards the warren you initially came out of. There ain't no trouble from hawks. You know, that hawk has told his friends, like, don't go near these guys, they're crazy. They don't want any of that sort of trouble. The voles, as you pass the bridge, gladly accept your gift of mushrooms and offer you a couple if you wish to take them. It won't necessarily do anything extra, but it's just a nice little passing gift from them.
Oh, I've learned my lesson not to eat things.
Yeah.
However, Dr. Crud Bunny, on your way past, Henry does just quickly kick you slightly in the back of the leg as you pass.
Oh, fair enough.
And then arriving back at the warren, you walk back in front of your father with, I think at this point, an armful of chocolate eggs. Because they just keep plopping out. You haven't controlled this power yet.
Father, I visited the sage. He said that it's not a curse. It's magic. I'm just different. I have this ability. It's nothing to be removed or ashamed of.
Ah, that's what he told you, is it?
Well, yes.
Yes, well, yes, I thought as much. Rather a shame, though, wouldn't you say? You weren't meant to make it back.
What?
Rabbits don't lay eggs, son. We have no place for you here.
Father, what are you saying? You sent me to go get the curse removed. You thought it was a curse. I could have come back and I would have been the same.
You silly boy. I knew there was no curse to begin with. Rabbits don't lay eggs. I hoped you would meet your maker, whatever it is, on the way out. We just make a new one of you and be done with it. We get a new Nesgrax bunny and none of this weird egg business. What would the other Warren leaders think if I was, gallivanting around with a son that suddenly decided to lay eggs?
I decided nothing, Father. This befell me, this condition.
But that's your place, isn't it, Nesgrax? You disappoint all those around you. You walk around.
Unfortunately, it is at this moment that Olive's foot collides with Nesgrax Bunny's father's face. Or we'll try.
Well, this is the point. Olive Bunny will need to make an attack roll.
Olive Bunny might go flying past, but she's going to try. I mean, flying past is fine, too, for stopping the conversation. It's a 10.
Not quite. Olive Bunny, you can see like a POV shot of her foot flying towards Mulrear Nes Bunny's face.
Scars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scars. Yeah, no. I was
Bunny.
Scars Bunny's face. But you see his paw come up and just catch her by the foot.
Oh.
But it's at this point his eyes start to glow red.
Oh. And he's holding me in midair?
He's holding you in midair.
From my little buddy paw?
Goes,
oh, no.
Goes, Nesgrax, you didn't think I'd forget about you, did you? You may be hiding, you may be somewhere else, but I will always find you.
Mephistopheles.
Yes, my boy. You may be here, but I will always come to find you. Do not think our business is fulfilled.
Bree, let us out of here. We need to get out of here now. Bree?
Nesgrax, I will find you. I will take everything from you as you took everything from me.
Bunny claw attack!
And at that point, the fog of cheese fumes swooshes in front of all your faces and everything just goes white. But you do hear from as if far away the cheese witch just go, "Oh, I am so sorry about that. What was that? I've never felt anything like that before."
It was my former patron from when I was a warlock. I've betrayed him and sent him back to hell. He has a grudge against me, I guess.
Oh, that's not good. How did that not come up before?
There's a lot of... I've got a rich backstory.
Oh, I'm sure you do, but the cheese fumes seem to be dying a little low at the moment, dear. We'll have to save that till a bit later. Hopefully, this next one you ought to be fine because we're going to go into Olive's psyche now, and I don't think she will have that connection that you do. So you ought to be safe in there.
Yeah, we didn't bond much when I was Mallory. Sorry.
No, you didn't really have...
You and Mephistopheles?
Yeah.
He doesn't leave his office. It's amazing.
No, you didn't see him much. You just heard him over the tannoy a couple of times, and you had a couple of conversations with this construct, assistant, but they're not exactly full of personality.
Yeah. So Crud, just for your benefit, in the previous episode, the prison that we were picking Olive up from, Mephistopheles was running the prison.
Ah.
But he is such a workaholic, he never leaves his office. Except for the fights to the death that he oversees, of course.
Well, yeah, that has to be done in person.
Yeah, obviously you got to smell the blood, right?
You got to hear the fists hit the skin. I mean, that's the best part.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't run a for-profit prison and then operate a morally questionable, fight club for the sport, for your own entertainment, then what's the point? You gotta, if you pick a job you love, you never work a day in your life, and getting people to fight to the death, he likes,
Although you guys did break the first rule of Fight Club.
Oh. Yeah.
You don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, we don't talk about
Well,
it.
I think the first rule of that Fight Club is no one gets out alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this. I think
Well,
the
then
second rule is you can talk about it if you want, but no one will believe you. Anyway, moving on. The cheese fumes form one last title page. Olive, I've modified this a small amount from our previous conversation, but it bears very much the same sort of hallmarks as your original one. So the cheese fumes form the words "the Swamp Prince," and you all form once again into slightly modified versions of yourselves. Olive, you look very much the same as you do normally, except you're wearing a pink pastel, like flowing dress with white floofy embellishing like cuffs and that standard like pastel pink princess like pointy hat, just like a wizard's hat, but it's not cool.
The only way to get me to dress up like this is for me to wake up in it.
Yeah, pretty much. So you're dressed like that. Nesgrax, you are wearing a very like regal doublet, and you've got a ruff on and a very floopy hat. It's all very, very fancy. Crud, I'll get to you in a moment, but you do all have character names in all of this. You're not just like Nesgrax Bunny, because this is one of Olive's favourite fairy tales from when she was a little nipper down at the riverbed. So Olive, you are playing Princess Fontina.
Cheese.
As she often did when she was a child. Nesgrax, you are playing Princess Fontina's squire, the Comte de Gruyere. You can spell that however you like. Now, Crud, I'm just going to come out and say this. You're playing Morbier, the magical talking donkey.
Yeah, I am.
Donkey.
I need a backup for this voice.
He's always shouting from behind everyone else.
Damn straight.
I can't believe we actually got Eddie Murphy to do this podcast.
Hey,
Yeah, and you're paying for it too.
Oh, we did.
that's what happens when listeners like you leave us reviews. Good stuff happens.
6 degrees of Eddie Murphy,
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, one of these days we're going to DM for, Kevin Bacon, Eddie Murphy, and John Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Williams he'd obviously be a bard. I think Eddie Murphy would also be a bard, and then Kevin Bacon would probably be a bard. I think they're all just going to be bards, like just very different types of bards. Like Kevin Bacon would be like the minstrel who wanders from town to town telling tales. Eddie Murphy would be, he'd probably make up songs as he went, making fun of like the local political figures, and then
And he'd have talk to animals.
yeah, obviously he's got to stay on brand.
Yeah.
And then John Williams would be like the respectable bard who's grown up in like the castle courts all his life, and he's like the leader of the
directs and
he's like the leader of the
orchestra.
court court orchestra. Yeah, they're all very much on brand. But let's come out of our dream D&D session, shall we? And go into a different dream D&D session. So we open in Princess Fontina's bedchambers. Her scales are being sanded by your handmaid Bessie. And she's just opening by saying, "Well, I don't know what you want, dear. I mean, if you want that, wisdom you keep talking about, I hear this is amazing, like Swamp Prince down in, well, he's in the swamp, isn't he? So maybe it'd be a good idea if you want to go see what wisdom is all about. You go chat to him.
Okay.
I mean, you can ask as many questions as you like, dear. You're the princess in all this, aren't you? Meanwhile, that donkey's outside just pooping in the bucket. Being very loud about it.
Oh, I did it again! I just filled another bucket!
Okay, as a very beautiful but not very wise princess, I guess I'm gonna do I have hair? I'm gonna foop my hair back if I have it. If I don't, I'll still make the head gesture.
You are just Olive, your regular Olive self, but in princess attire.
And skinny, probably.
You can look however you wish.
I would go outside to greet the donkey, bring it a carrot. Donkey!
I need a new bucket! I don't need no carrot!
I would get it a new bucket, too, and then, I guess, ride you into the swamp to meet the prince.
Wait for me.
Are you my squire?
I'm your squire. I'm supposed to, help you with these things, princess.
Okay,
you don't need no squire. I'm all the donkey you need.
Get a bucket, squire.
Yes, your majesty. Go get a bucket.
Yeah, you just hold it there. You don't do nothing else.
Yes, your royal donkey ship.
No, get out of the way. Oh.
So what I'm imagining is the princess is sat upon the donkey as he's just walking kind of shouting at everything that goes past as hey, I'm walking here.
Probably more strutting.
Yeah, he's strutting his stuff down the main road. Whereas the squire is just running behind him with a bucket just holding it under his butt. Just
Okay, is the prophecy fulfilled on purpose where something's coming out of Dr. Crud III each time? Or is...
I couldn't possibly say.
Okay.
I will tell you that it's not something I thought of before starting the session.
All right.
What?
It just happens naturally.
Are you...
I'm supposed to be really dumb, right? So I guess I'm going to try to eat these berries. Just going to walk up to these beautiful red berries. They're beautiful and I'm beautiful and I'm going to eat them.
Okay, Comte de Gruyere, please make me a nature check to save the princess's poor little stomach.
14.
14. You know these are not good berries to eat. They're very they're mistletoe berries. They are not good. They're white and poisonous and horrible. And you know that it's a really bad idea for someone to eat them.
I take my bucket of poo and I throw it at the berries that the princess is holding.
When you have a hammer, every problem is a nail.
The hammer, in this case, is a bucket of poop.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't know you were that into it before this game.
This is there's been a lot of, it's our dreams. It means something.
Well, you know how these sessions work. You got to wade through a lot of poop before you get to the treasure.
Yeah. Donkey and my squire, the Count de Gruyere, why did you ruin my beautiful berries?
Those berries are poison, princess.
I didn't do nothing. He's the one that threw my poop at you. Put your poop bucket back underneath there.
Yeah. Yes, your donkey ship. But no, seriously, princess. Those were poison berries. You can't eat them. They would have killed you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, well, you're so wise. Thank you. I hope that by venturing
You
into
still
this...
wear my poop.
I hope that by venturing into this swamp, I too can gain some wisdom. Maybe meet some more wise fellows like yourself.
At that moment, as if it had been planned all along, you hear a rustling. Well, more of a wet rustling because it is still a swamp. From behind some vines, and out walks another crocodile person, but a very, very handsome one. This is the Swamp Prince. Did I make a name for the Swamp Prince? I really hope I did. Let's have a look. I did not come up with a name for the Swamp Prince. Let's call him Albert.
Prince. Oh, okay.
A good
Prince
good.
Albert.
Yeah. Don't read into it.
Okay. All right. He's very handsome, so being a beautiful but vapid person myself, I think I swoon. I put my hand to my head and I lean backwards and I'm gonna fall in the swamp.
Francis, you okay? You want me to get rid of him?
Comte de Grier. Deck saving throw to save the princess from falling into the swamp.
17.
Okay, you see the princess like swoon backwards. You dive behind her to try to stop her from falling into the swamp, but your foot slips and your leg just drops into the swamp, and your foot gets very ickily wet. With it, there's a squelch noise that goes and go.
Okay.
It might have actually been an improvement from, her being covered in poo.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'd wager maybe not, though.
Oh, okay. So did I not save her from falling?
Oh, no, you saved her from falling. It's just your foot went in.
Gotcha.
What a good squire you are, I say, swooning.
Yeah, he is very responsible.
I need the bucket!
Swamp Prince Albert looks at you and goes, I've heard of you, haven't I? You must be the princess from down yonder way. Castle yonder, wasn't it?
That's correct. Princess Fontina of Castle Yonder.
Ah, yes. Sorry, do you need like a biscuit or something? You seem to be rather low on sugar if you keep fainting.
Oh, I don't eat.
Oh, that may be a bit of a bad idea. Anyway, what brings you to my fair swamp? It comes to me now that I'm doing a disservice by not yelling in a Scottish accent. So I'm very much torn.
Hey, I got
right now.
Yeah, I got into mine. You got to get into yours.
I think that's true. So what are you doing in my swamp?
Nice.
Before you were Scottish, it was to find a charming husband.
Oh, he's still charming. It's just very intense.
But I think now it's to change my clothes. They're covered in poop and swamp.
Well, only a little bit, but it's like...
Yeah, and she's not like wise enough to be able to identify the solution to her problems and find it.
That's
so I think
true.
she's just pretty and around the right people, so...
I'll pay it no mind. Everything smells like poop around here. But anyway, what are you actually doing in my swamp? People often come to me for like advice or some wisdom, some guidance, if that's of any interest to you.
I could greatly use your wisdom. They say that I am not a great ruler, but I'm easy on the eyes.
She needs a lot of help.
Right, well, if that's the case, what I can do, because, I am just, I'm just a prince. I can't actually, I can give you as much advice as I can, but if you want, like, the true source of wisdom, a little further towards the center of the swamp, there is the great swamp fairy. She's the one that bestowed upon me the ultimate gift of wisdom, so I would... advise that if you wish to seek the same source that I did, then go and seek out the Great Swamp Fairy, and she ought to be able to help you. However, I will say that if you do manage to find her, you go back to your kingdom, stay there for like a year, then you come back to me and just talk to me about what you learned.
Squire, donkey, we're on a quest now.
Yes, princess. This sounds like a pretty good deal. You wanted wisdom, and sounds like the swamp fairy here can offer it.
On we go! Bucket!
I use the upturned bucket and the squire's help to get back on the donkey.
I pick up the bucket and hold it behind the donkey.
Oh no, your life is awful in this fairy tale.
From hero bunny to bucket boy.
Yeah.
Well, we've got to rotate roles, don't we? It's be unfair otherwise. Okay, so you traverse deeper into the swamp. Morbier, the magical talking donkey, please make me a survival check to sniff your way through the marshes. Well, the swampy marshes. It's all the same sort of thing. It's all very wet.
That's a 14!
14, you say? Okay. You manage to trot your way. I mean, it's quite difficult with a crocodile lady on your back, even one so dainty as the princess. It's quite obviously quite swampy. So the squire Comte de Gruyere pulls out what are basically like donkey versions of snowshoes, but they work in swamps as well. So you can like pitter-patter your way across the swampy ground without sinking in. However, the squire does end up losing a boot in the swamp.
Just as long as you don't lose that bucket!
Yeah. It was actually the other boot to the one that went in, so both your feet are wet now.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god.
Got 2 wet feet and 1 boot.
Nesgrax is hell. Mephistopheles was like, here, go to this dream.
Yeah, it's like, Nesgrax finally has a life of servitude and he does not like it. But after a few hours, you manage to find your way towards the center of the swamp. Everything starts to look a lot more magical. So the sounds of the outside world start to dim down. It becomes almost silent, aside from a vague humming noise that you can't quite pinpoint. But eventually the humming noise becomes much more of a song, and eventually you start to like manage to focus in on where the noise is coming from. And you follow the source of the song and come across the lair of the great swamp fairy, who is singing... I know what it's got to be, but I'm fairly confident you'll know what it's going to be as well. So the great swamp fairy is singing... Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
Wow.
I'm not gonna sing anymore because of copyright.
What?
But if I make the words up and just go with the tune, then maybe it will be all right.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time you've sung on the podcast.
No, I literally played a bard last year.
Oh, that's true.
I don't remember
yeah.
you singing.
I did a little bit of singing.
He
not
would break
a lot.
out his ukulele and he would sing songs.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Back in the day, remember? Yeah.
But for this season at least. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot less pressure to do it when you just randomly do it as the DM than I've got a ukulele here. I've got to try and get it right.
Yeah, I'll never be a bard.
Although I do have a keyboard now, so I can do it a little more. Actually, that reminds me. I did also sing in A Pirate's Life as Arland the Fourth, didn't I?
As Captain.
That really depressing song I wrote.
The one where we were all like, "Are you okay?"
Remember?
Afterwards.
Yeah, that one. And it turned out it was just like his grandfather's thing, and not like.
Yeah, there was a
His
little bit of
grandfather
confusion
wrote it.
about who was the person who needed help.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, it's
Good
nice to hear
times.
you sing again.
Anyway, you've come across the great swamp fairy who's currently singing a very copyright-friendly version of a certain swamp-based ballad.
Great swamp fairy.
Who said that?
It is I, Princess Fontina, and my squire and noble mount. Noble steed?
He's not really a steed.
The years have started rolling, and I'm afraid they're not going to stop rolling. So if I don't become a sharper tool in the shed, it's going to be bad for my country. I need to hit the ground running. Can you help me out?
Can you make her an all-star?
Can you make me?
All-star, she's a rock star. Get your game on. Oh, yeah.
Noble steed, you have returned.
I had to use the bucket.
Well, fair princess, what I can do for you is I can bestow upon you the power of wisdom. See, outside the box, I stumbled on the word power and I just rolled with it to make it a song. And like, I just, wanted you to know that that's what happened. It wasn't just me being weird.
Well, it works. It all works. So, yes.
It's already a sing-song one, so...
How can I gain this power of wisdom?
It's okay, you don't need to do that. It just happens sometimes. Yeah. I spend a lot of my time singing, so it's normal for me to do that. Ooh, that was really low.
That was nice. Well, you seem like a
sometimes your choices hurt your throat.
Well, your donkey is very talkative, isn't it?
We can't stop him from talking or pooing, can we, Squire?
Yes, it comes out both ends.
Bucket!
Yes, sir.
I love in the hierarchy of it. It goes princess, donkey, squire. Okay, the Swamp Fairy goes, very well, I will bestow upon you the ultimate gift of wisdom, seeing as, let's face it, you kind of need it. From now on, all your decisions will be the correct ones. You will be able to govern as you see fit. You will have total confidence in your ability, and your people will love you for it. And she raises her arms towards the heavens, and the swamp canopy parts to let through beams of sunlight that coalesce on the Princess Fontina, and you suddenly feel like empowered, like all the decisions you make, you know exactly where you need to go now. And where you need to go now is back home. You have a kingdom to run. You've been running off like into the swamp. Like, you haven't let anyone know where you've been. Like, you've just run off with your squire and a donkey. Goodness knows where you've gone. You've missed at least 3 meetings. You haven't even had breakfast. Where have you been, young lady? Is what you think to yourself.
With that in mind, I head straight home. And I give the squire a raise.
Oh, thank you, princess. Thank you. I will...
Do you take him off like pooper scooper duty as well?
Yes.
I realize that when we're outside in the wilds of the swamp, you might not have to do pooper scooper duty.
You are a truly wise ruler. So you return to the castle yonder, and you sit down in your throne, because while you are technically a princess, you haven't like technically qualified as queen, because it's more of a because like your parents died when you were younger, and at the moment you've got to pass your regent exams to actually become queen, because there's a lot of like legal stuff in there that most other monarchies don't have to deal with, but this one is fairly responsible, which is why you've just been a princess at the moment. But you're like, you know what, if I like put my head down and study, it's not actually, doesn't have to be that difficult. All I have to do is work at it. So you get your head down, you kind of like turn off turn off your sending stone like between like 9 and 5 daily. You really buckle down, you get to work, because passing these tests isn't actually a matter of intelligence, it's just a matter of like working and trying to understand rather than the innate knowledge. And then you think, hang on, maybe I can apply this to like real life as well. Maybe instead of like necessarily trying to like think of myself as stupid or intelligent, maybe if I just try and listen to people, understand where they're coming from, then I can form like a more rounded version of the world as I see it. There's not necessarily a right or wrong for everything. Maybe it's all just shades of grey. Maybe there's like maybe there's just more I can do to like understand people. And these are the sorts of thoughts that cross your mind as the year goes past. You've passed your region exams. You finally become Queen Fontina. I had to look that up again. Queen Fontina of Yonder, and your subjects love you. They they regularly praise your wisdom. They hold banquets in your honor constantly. They throw all sorts of parties that you don't go to because it's probably not the best of idea because you're a bit of a lightweight, right? And it's a little bit embarrassing that if you turn up to these parties and you have like a couple of like 2 glasses of wine, you're gone for the night. So you turn up to begin with, and if anyone's like, "Hey, Queenie, have a drink," you're like, "No, it's okay. I'm driving."
I thought I was driving.
But the year passes. Your subjects love you. The kingdom of Yonder becomes a much more prosperous place with you at its head. And after the year, you think back to your initial encounter with the Swamp Prince in the swamps beyond the borders of Yonder, and you think, maybe I should go and see him again. I did rather promise, after all.
I did promise. Head guard, Count de Gruyere, would you escort me into the dangers of the swamp?
I would love to. I'll get my bucket.
Oh, well, you're the head guard now. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. And
right.
We've also established, we've cut a hole in the pants of Morvier, the magical talking donkey, so now he can just go outside. And
wait, I wear pants now?
You wear pants now.
Nice!
I imagine the problem before was that if there's no holes in the pants, it's a problem. So I don't know. So we head out into the swamp. Many problems having been resolved through the wisdom of the person, not the player. And I don't try to eat the white mistletoe berries.
Because you've learned your lesson from last time.
Yes.
The sign of true wisdom.
Although I understand that with shades of gray, they are an important part of this ecosystem, and I will let the birds that can eat them do so.
You're so wise, Princess. You've come so far.
And I'm still beautiful.
And not covered in poo this time.
And not covered in poo in the swamp. That helps with the beauty.
It is truly the dream. The dream to one day not be covered in poo when you go see a boy.
There's so much poo this adventure.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. I did not write the word poo once on my notes. Like, the wonderful world of D&D, ladies and gentlemen. There's no poo, but then suddenly all of it's poo.
It's all poo.
You're welcome.
You know that review I asked for? I think we've earned it now, right?
Mm-hmm.
5 stars.
5 stars. This show is poo.
5 stars.
1 star for each mention of poo.
Okay, then we got a lot more than 5 stars.
Podcast.
Yeah.
You finally retrace your steps from a year ago into the domain of the Swamp Prince. You find him in his little hut away from nowhere. There's a load of books on bookshelves. He's sitting at his table reading with a candlestick burning slowly. As you approach, he looks over and goes, hang on, Scottish? Okay. So you got to have a trigger word to DM trick.
So for you, it's just
DM
Scottish.
trick number 2. If you got to do an accent, have trigger words to help get you into it. So, Princess, you've returned. How's
what's the Scottish trigger
how's
word?
your year been?
Scottish.
Well, Scottish.
Scottish.
Because, like,
Bagpipes.
I mean, in this case it is, but, technically my Scottish accent is an Edinburgh one, I've been told, which is like the posh bit of Scotland. But anyway, the Swamp Prince looks over at you and goes, Princess, you've returned. So, how's your year been?
Oh, well, I learned to empathize with the people around me, to appreciate the shades of grey to our world, to not be as black and white and harsh in my decision making. And I nibbled a bit of food, but not too much, don't worry. Here's my former squire, now head of my guard, Count de Grier. Count, I believe Morvier, the magical talking donkey, and you would like to introduce yourself to this prince? Because I recognize now as a wise princess that perhaps representation should be part of my shtick.
Thank you, Princess. I couldn't give myself a better introduction than the one that you just gave me.
And donkey?
I'm the donkey.
Well, Princess, it seems you've learned quite a bit since we last saw each other. Now, answer me just one question. No, I'll rephrase that. Not quite a question. I will now, after you've learned so much, I will now tell you the secrets of the Great Fairy's wisdom. Because, as it turns out, because I learned this some time ago myself when I went seeking the fairy's swamp wisdom, that what she gave you was not in fact wisdom. Because wisdom cannot be given. Wisdom can only be earned. So what she gave you and what she gave me were self-confidence in my abilities and my decision-making. So there's no such thing as, there's no such thing as the gift of wisdom. You cannot give it. So you became wise because you believed in your own decisions. You believed that what you were doing was right. You finally thought to open your ears, your eyes, and see what was around you. And normally you can't tell someone to do that. They have to decide to do it themselves. So only with that self-confidence in your own self could you see inside your own being enough to develop that wisdom.
Swamp Prince Albert, I understand now.
I'm sure you understood anyway, but sometimes it's nice hearing it.
It is.
You got lied to. I'd sue.
Oh, donkey.
I mean, why you keep this guy around? I'm not sure. It doesn't seem particularly wise to be. He seems like a bit of an ass.
He's definitely the best part.
Everybody loves donkey.
He's drinking.
And
he
with
said
that,
drink alcohol.
he's drinking. Take a drink. Can we get that on some FBK merch now? Everybody loves donkey.
It can be done.
And with that immortal phrase ringing in your ears, the cheese fumes waft about your beings once again and solidify once more back in the tent where you all sat. It seems like at least 3 lifetimes ago, but it was in fact about 2 hours.
Oh, wow. Oh, boy. That was weird.
Anybody else feel that little tingle in the back of your throat?
Are you really chocolate poisoned?
Well, see, I don't have an allergy to chocolate, so I hope not.
The cheese witch pipes up and just goes, "Oh no, it's I think he just swallowed a fly when you were in that last bit."
Dan, you let a fly get in here?
Dan.
Nesgrax, your dog is worthless.
It's not his job to stop flies from flying into your mouth. It's his job to protect babies and us.
Yeah, they're hostile creatures, so the fly was really the victim in all of this, that it got sucked into an early demise.
Yeah, thank God the fly didn't have a faithful hound.
Protein.
Aw.
Yeah, so, and the cheese witch looks at you and goes, well, everyone, I hope that you took something away from this. Traditionally, the visions are a little confusing, sometimes quite weird. But hopefully you managed to gain something through it. I know I did, because, I mentioned a little bit about this earlier, but the reason I stayed here all this time, despite the fact that this whole place is, as you can see, a bit run down, and but it's just me and a goblin here most days. Is that the cheese dreams showed me that if I stayed here, then a great reward would come my way eventually, and it looks as though it has. And if you look into her eyes a little bit, you just see like glimmers of slight tears in her eyes, and she looks at Olive and goes, "Yes, your mother was always rather fond of that last tale. It was such a... It broke my heart when Fenora ran away, but... in my heart I understand why she did it. She wanted to raise a family, and let's face it, the carnival is no place for that sort of thing. And I'm afraid we were rather stern with her, and she left in the middle of the night before we could apologize to her, and we've been paying for it ever since. I just wish that my partner could have lived to see this, but...
Grandma?
Yes, child.
Oh.
Hello.
You have so many great-grandchildren I can introduce you to. All of the nieces and nephews, and you've got... Ready for it, you guys? You've got the grandchildren's emerald, apple, lime, jade, forest, moss, malachite, sage, willow, grass, parakeet, mint, basil, and juniper, along with me, Olive.
You've really got a theme going on, haven't you? But that's amazing news. The cheese visions were right all along. I waited for all these years, and now there is a great reward. And if you don't mind me coming back with you, of course, I'm sure the cheese goblin would like to meet his new family. I can't leave him behind.
Of course not. May I call you Grandma Bree?
I'm sure we can find a slightly snappier way of saying it, but...
Brema!
Brema!
I'll take that.
Aww.
Let's go, Brema. Okay, we're going to need to give the cheese goblin an actual name.
That's Peanut, and I hate him.
Would you like to be Peanut?
Yes, I'll be Peanuts. Which, do you want... No. Peanut stays with Peanut.
All right, you're learning, which means eventually you will get in my good graces, but not right now.
And as we know, learning from your mistakes is wisdom. But with that, your newly reunited, that's the word, your newly reunited grandma goes in to embrace you, Olive, as she finally... finds what she's been looking for all this time, a family.
Aww. I hug her back, and I guess we'll introduce her to the whole egg clutch.
And from the top of the circus, let's just say the camera shoots upwards to see the landscape of what is Olive's ancestral homeland. And just on the wind, you hear the words, "Everybody loves donkey!" thank you for joining us for this rather wild ride of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Remember that review we keep talking about, yeah? Yeah? We were joined this week by Dr. Crud Bunny the Third. And also
Everybody loves donkey.
Morbier, the magical talking donkey as well. We were also joined by Nesgrax Scarsbrush, Nesgrax Scars Bunny, and the Comte de Gruyere himself.
It looks like I've got a new arc on top of my previous arc with the HHO. Looking forward to it.
And finally, Olive Mundo, didn't actually figure out Bree's surname, but I don't think it really matters.
Wensleydale.
And the Prince... Wensley. Yeah, we can go for Wensleydale. Bree Wensleydale. Oh, yeah. Bree Wensleydale. That's one of the cheeses I did not use, so it's free. Yeah, and also the Princess Fontina herself.
Bye.
Well, / Queen. Now Queen Fontina.
Oh, yes, Queen. Bye.
And also, bonus points for those of you listening. See how many cheese references were in this podcast. There are a lot.
It's going to be a
Too
tough one.
many.
Yeah.
Too many. I hated this episode.
Too
There
many.
were too many
Too many.
cheese references.
Too many cheese, too much cheese. Too much cheese and too much poop. 10 stars.
I took one off for the cheese.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
B++ Podcast, the business and technology podcast for leaders. Out-of-the-box strategies, million-dollar ideas, and useful tools and resources. Subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts now.
The following is a brief bit of the Pedro and Banana podcast.
Do you know what really freaks me out about the mask, yeah? Everyone's wearing a mask, right? CCTV everywhere, yeah? You think this is a fantastic opportunity for bank robbers.
Yeah,
Nobody's
I know.
robbed a bank.
Yeah,
Nobody's
I know.
robbed any
I've
banks.
thought
What's been
exactly
going on?
the same thing.
I thought banks would be getting dropped left, right and centre.
Just any kind of crime like that where CCTV
Anything,
is
yeah.
necessary.
Yeah, where you wear everyone's got a mask on, so you can't really identify me. No, it wasn't me. It was him with the mask.
Yeah,
That's not me. That bloke's got a mask on. I don't wear a mask.
Put a hood on, put your mask on, done.
That don't even look like
Covered.
my shotgun. My shotgun's green. That one's black. I always had this Ferrari.
That was the Pedro and Banana podcast. Find them wherever you find podcasts.